welcome everyone to AC Bible for tonight's contest between your Leander Lions and the visiting Glen Grizzlies. It is homecoming tonight. The class of 2005, the graduating class of 2005 of Leander High School will be here this evening, and I'm sure they'll be running around getting in all kinds of trouble a little bit later.
For old time's sake.
You know how those reunions go. I mean, they don't always work out the way that you would want them to. So, we just hope and pray that everyone is safe during this homecoming festivity. There was a parade on Wednesday. We had a coaches show, the Lion Nation podcast, on Monday over at Guaco Taco. It was a good time. I didn't get to see the parade because I was at church, but when I saw the traffic afterwards. So
yeah, you can still see the candy over there off of Lake Line on the side of the streets over there. So
okay, well, as you can see there, our camera person Peter Casimir moving down the row of dance team. Oh, looks like we lost Peter's signal. Not really sure why. Oh, there it goes. Not really sure. Maybe a wire came loose or something, but you can see the Lion cheerleaders, and of course, looks like that. Well, it's not the Lion. Yeah, the Lion cheerleaders there in the middle. That's the dance team to the left, and it looks like we've got some little dance team members. It's going to be quite a run out for
the Little Bell Night.
Little Bell Night. Okay, so homecoming and Little Bell Night. So let's go on ahead and. Get the sponsor thank yous out of the way, Juan. We'll start with, of course, the gold sponsor. There's two of them. That is Mercy Veterinary Hospital, online at www.mercy-vet.com, and RDZ Roofing. That's online at rdzroofing.com. Before we go to the next one, though, I want to give the owner of RDZ Roofing an opportunity to talk about what he chose to use his sponsorship for tonight.
So tonight we'd like to it really hits home with me, autism acceptance. There's 1 in 36 kids are born with autism, and we just got to be patient with them and include them as well with their everything that goes on in our lives as well.
Right. And it is something that has been in the news lately, and obviously it is an issue in this country that a lot of people have to deal with, a lot of families have to deal with, and I don't even I'm not around you all the time, Frank, so I don't interact and see, but you tell me a lot of the stuff that you have to manage and deal with in a loving and kind way, and so it's very commendable for you to take that opportunity to not even promote your business, but promote autism awareness. And we and Lion Nation, I'm sure, thanks you for that, Frank. You're a good feller.
Yep. Hey, just acceptance is the key. That's it.
That's right.
They're humans as well, and they just want to be accepted as well. They see things differently than we do.
And it takes everybody, all perspectives. So the silver sponsors, real quick. We'll move on from that because they're going to get me all crying. I still couldn't get that graphic to work properly. It's just that one for some reason. But those silver sponsors are Raising Cane's Chicken, Mechanical Roofing and Exteriors, and 7 Brew Coffee. So thank you, silver sponsors. Our bronze sponsors include Texas State Optical, Sisk Rob Incorporated, Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, and State Farm with JT Reisdorf, the agent there at State Farm. Thank you, bronze sponsors. Our podcast sponsors include Daddy's Chicken, which we're going to have a makeup podcast at Daddy's Chicken a week from Monday. And this coming Monday, as you can see on the graphic, we'll be having a podcast at the Lucky Rabbit there in Jonestown. So try to come out if you can. We just had one on Monday at Guaco Taco, and then Marco's Pizza is going to sponsor the Trunk or Treat podcast, which is always a lot of fun. Kids running around in costumes and candy and all kinds of chaos there in the parking lot of Leander High School. Our custom booster sponsors, they include Great American Cookies and Marble Slab Creamery, Yum Yum, Toyota of Cedar Park, and Leander Veterinary Clinic. So thank you, custom sponsors. And then we have our Roll Pride sponsor, and that is Plains Capital Bank, online at plainscapital.com. And so the Lions are coming off you just want to, No.
And that was a tough loss. Georgetown was a hard-fought team. It's probably the toughest team in district we're going to see. But Leander, nonetheless, was fighting all the way through, putting up points, playing defense, making them earn those touchdowns. They had a big boy up front. But Leander showed their composure and continued to fight throughout the whole game.
Yeah, and that's just it. That's one of the better teams in the Central Texas area, and from what we saw on Friday night and what they did last night is likely one of the better teams in the state in 5A. And so I would be surprised. I think it would take some injuries to really limit how deep Georgetown could go. They have a good quarterback. They have two really good running backs, some pretty darn good receivers, and a couple of the bigger offensive lines offense and defensive lines that will face this season. And so the Lions are looking to bounce back from that. Before we talk more about this matchup, let's go on ahead and look at let's scroll up a little bit, Juan, there on the graphics, and let's see. Let's look at last week's games. So the scores from last week, Rouse bowed to Lake Belton by a score of 49-38. I think they led for a long time in that game. Cedar Park put a nod on the head of Colleen Chaparral, 57-14. Eastview put a hurting on these Glen Grizzlies, 31-17. Leander, of course, as you know, lost to Georgetown 58-27. Some non-district games, Vandergrift beat Vista Ridge 21-10, and they continue to climb in the state rankings. And Lago Vista gets a blemish on their record with a 29-29 tie with Salado. Very interesting there for Lago. And last night's game, as I mentioned, Georgetown went to Colleen Chaparral, where the Lions will be going next week, I believe, and put a thumping on them. I mean, at least the Lions continued to battle and score, but a 56-7 final for Georgetown, now 2-0 in district. And let's look at those standings real quick. Georgetown obviously on top with 4-1 overall record, 2-0 in district. I think they lost to Midway, which is a 6A school, and that's their only season loss. Eastview 1-0 after their win over Glen last week. They're 3-1 overall. Cedar Park and Lake Belton also 1-0, but 2-2 on the season. Rouse, Leander, and Glen all 0-1 in district play, with a variety of season records: 2-2 for Rouse, 1-3 for Leander, and Glen 0-4. And then Colleen Chaparral rounding out the district standings, 0-2 in District 8 5A and 2-3 on the season. So that'll be it for the graphics until we maybe pull up some more sponsors, Juan. But let's talk about tonight's game. Last year these Glen Grizzlies had their homecoming at this very stadium against the Leander Lions. It's basically just flipped. The fans are on different sides of the stadium. The different team is the team that's having the homecoming festivity, and ultimately what we're looking at is the Lions last year really put a throttle on that kind of a wing T style offense that Glen was running, and built up a big lead. And then Glen switched to, kind of a slot T, kind of spread T, I think is what Coach called it on the podcast on Monday at the end of last year's game, and they really started coming back. So we're going to see that offense tonight, because they looked at the film last year, I'm sure, and they were like, we can't run that same offense against Coach Price's defense.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Lopez is going to be ready for him. I mean, we had the run fit down last year. So
yeah, it's definitely tonight's the night to make a statement. It's the first Friday night for these Leander Lions here at AC Bible. We get a chance to make a statement and make a separation between us and the Glen Grizzlies here in district play.
Well, and it is time to make that separation. The Lions are looking for that first district win this year, and this would be the opportunity. This is in their second game. Just real quick, we got the two deep roster for the Leander Lions, and we'll go on ahead and mention the starting lineups for the offense. Is quarterback Mason Montgomery. On the offensive line, we have center Caleb Lemire, left guard Dustin Stanton, right guard Jeffrey Moffitt, left tackle Jacob Wells, and right tackle Easton Brockman. At the inside slot receiver, we have Dominic Jaramillo. Out wide, Isaac Montgomery. On the other side of the formation, we have Aiden Passe in that slot and Malachi Ramos. And then, of course, rounding out the backfield with Montgomery is Kamarian Gordon with Liam Gaither as the fullback, or H-back as I like to call them. Going ahead.
So we got a couple players here that have one or multiple offers. As of now, we have Easton Brockman, offensive lineman, and then we have quarterback Mason Montgomery.
Where are those offers? Do they
it doesn't say necessarily, but they're on the highlight reel somewhere. Tyree Smith, go figure. That kid right there has been playing hard. Makes you wonder why his mom got the beast mode, because she was seeing her son go beast mode on the field.
Yeah, well, we were going to mention that as well. We got Coach Becky had sent us over tonight's captains. And before we mention the starters for the defense, the captains tonight are going to be Case Schneider, Tyree Smith, Mason Montgomery, and Easton Brockman. As you were mentioning, those gentlemen having some offers. They were also players of the week, is why they end up here as a captain. Now, the other thing that you mentioned is the Hype Beast Award. Here come your lines. The Hype Beast Award was given on Monday night to Sunshine Smith, and each week someone is selected as the Hype Beast. It can be a parent, student, player, administrator, etc. In fact, last year one time the student section won it, and I don't know, maybe I'm just lobbying, but hey, they're bigger fans than us.
Hey, can we get it right? Yeah.
I mean, I'll wear that thing into all of my Zoom meetings that I have that
just
next
so they
week.
know.
Yeah. Well, and that's the problem. They only have one of them, so they can't give them to a bunch of people. And I guess the student section had to either pass it around or like display it somewhere.
Well, thank you to Coach Hogan for the light stick, giving us the opportunity to possibly get one of those chains over here headed this way.
Yeah, and we're going to have the national anthem here momentarily. As you can hear, we think we have a crowd mic. It's not the greatest, but we are adapting with the equipment that we have, and we have something going out there. So you may hear some flags popping as well, but we're going to try to bring you the national anthem. It won't be as clear as our voices, but it'll be better than what we've had here at AC Bible for a while. And I'll make sure and continue to ask every week. And they just look at me like, of course we didn't fix the crowd mic, but you keep asking, they get annoyed, and eventually that thing will get fixed. And it really makes a big difference. So we're going to go on ahead and mute our mics for a minute, and we'll be back after the national anthem. It looks like we're going to have the whole choir singing it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now honor our country with the singing of the national anthem performed by members of the Leander High School Choir Program. Tonight they are conducted by Choir President Eliana Reed. Thank you, Leander Choir.
Okay, and obviously we're not the only one having crowd mic issues. It sounded like the mic out on the field for the choir didn't either get picked up by the signal or turned on until almost halfway through the song, or maybe even a little bit further. But it is what it is. It is homecoming, and it is a celebration. As you can see, the Lion and Glen Grizzlies continue to remain at attention for the flag to come completely off of the football field. And, that just goes to show that, we talk about culture in the program and how important it is. That right there goes a long way. Teaching respect to young men for the country, that they're able to participate and play football in and speak freely and things like that. Not to mention carry not at school, but legally and things like that. So it's something you should really respect. The men and women, those first responders. We had first responder night earlier in the year. The military, the police, the EMTs, the firefighters. All of those folks that work in emergency rooms and things like that. Those are important jobs. So coming out for Glenn, looks like we have number 2, DeMarcus Davis, number 12, Luke Carter, also number 6, Jaden Smith, and number 9, Braylon Deloach for the Lions. As we mentioned, the captains are Case Schneider, Tyree Smith, Mason Montgomery, and Easton Brockman. And we will see who will have their opportunity to possess the football first here in moments.
Yeah, I saw on the roster that Deloach is a linebacker, but he is their backup quarterback as well, as big as that boy is.
That is an interesting combination. You don't see that a whole lot, especially these days. Maybe back in the 60s or something.
Right.
But even then, at the higher levels, you didn't see a whole lot of that. As you heard there, the Lions did win the toss but deferred the option to have the football to the second half, so they'll be kicking off, and we'll see Rene Rodriguez come out to put toe to leather to get this game underway. And then from there, we will be watching the Glen offense. So let's run down the defense for Leander. At defensive end, Virgil Garcia. At nose, Tristan Nazapak. At the other end, Caleb Lemire. At the linebacker slot, on the outside, Liam Walters. In the middle, Chase Milne and Evan Perkins. On the other outside position, Emmanuel Ugo. The corners are Tyree Smith and Nick Winton. The safeties, Tyler Moorman and Tristan Adams. And, of course, Rene Rodriguez, the punter. And we will see the officials meeting at the middle of the field. The Lions special teams unit with Coach McLean right at the 35-yard line. I'm sure they work something into the special teams schemes, but I don't know if opening it up right after what happened against Georgetown is necessarily the best thing to do, because obviously Glenn watched the film of that game and they know Georgetown did it, so they might be looking for it here. We'll see. The Lions had opportunities to try to get onside against Georgetown and could not successfully convert them. We'll see if Rodriguez just puts it out of the back of the end zone, which I hope he does. He is lining up for what looks like an onside kick, and then he's going to take his steps back to a more normal kicking position. Didn't get the deep men for Glenn, and right now you can't really see them.
It does look an onside kick, though.
It is an onside kick, and just like we talked about, balls on the ground.
There you go.
And pulling a play out of Georgetown's playbook, the Leander Lions kick it over, and it looks like number 5 on the recovery for Leander's Liam Walters.
There you go.
Big play for the Lions here early.
We'll take a 2-for-1.
Yeah, because that means you get the opening possession and the opening possession of the second half. And so the Lion offense will be on the field instead of the defense. Camarion Gordon, the running back. Mason Montgomery, obviously the quarterback. We have a H-back here on the narrow part of the formation with 2 receivers and a single wide receiver at the top of the formation. I believe that is Malachi Ramos. And so Montgomery gained about 3 yards on that first play. And it is Ramos on the wide side of the formation. The play went straight ahead, gained about 3, and so the football remains on this near hash. Now, there are 2 receivers in the H-back on the wide side of the formation this time. Gordon just to the left of Montgomery. It's going to be a handoff. No, it's a keeper by Montgomery. Gets on the outside 40. He's going to step out of bounds around the 35 for a Lion first down. And you like the aggressiveness with the onside kick. And, they're not doing anything, extraordinarily fancy. It's just a zone read.
Yep, and definitely trying to make a statement tonight already is Montgomery with his legs.
Well, I think this offensive line could really make a name for itself here tonight. Going against a 3-man Glen front, good size defensive line, but 5-on-3 usually doesn't work out in your favor.
I'm not smarter than math.
It's going to be Gordon right there, and he bounces it outside at the 30. He's going to get his feet cut out from under him by number 6 of the Grizzlies. That is Jaden Smith, and he was one of their captains. So gain of 5, second down and 5. And the Lions –
with that NASCAR look.
Yeah, a little bit of pace here. They're going to hand to Gordon again, and he's going to get wrangled down after a gain of about 2 or 3. You're not going to get him backwards. And that time it was Braylon DeLoach, another one of the captains, on the stop. And it's going to be 3rd and about 2 yards for the Lions, and they're back up in formation. Again, Gordon just to the right. We have trips on the narrow side of the formation. They fake, looking on the wide side, intended for Isaac Montgomery, and that pass just not where it needed to be a completion. And so the Lions have a decision here, 4th and 2 in Glen territory at the 27-yard line, and it looks like the offense is going to remain on the field. The play clock is moving at 26 seconds. Lions in a little bit of a sugar huddle, and they do break it, but they don't rush up to formation. There's about 16 seconds left on that play clock. It is a tight formation, but there are 3 receivers out, 2 on the wide side here. It's going to go to Gordon. Gordon bounces it outside, has to cut back inside, and just a good tackle there and good pursuit by the Glen Grizzlies as they are able to stop the Lions' drive right there, and that was James Gray, the senior linebacker, on the tackle. So the Grizzlies will get the ball for their first possession. We're still scoreless. It's 1st and 10 from the Glen 26. Should they have kicked a field goal there, Frank?
You would like to think so, but, their run game was going so good.
Yeah. And Gordon gets 2-3 yards almost every time he touches the football. So I kind of like that. That 3rd down play out to Isaac Montgomery, that pass just wasn't accurate enough for it to be effective.
You had all the guys in the box crashing down, so it was perfect.
So Glen in formation. They're going to hand off to their running back, and it was Milne that met him, but he was able to squeeze free and gain a couple of yards, and that's Keaton Gordon. A gain of about 6, maybe 7 yards to the 32. The Lions had him in the backfield. It was Chase Milne.
It's a flag on the play.
Maybe it was a hold or something. It is it's just sitting there. Nobody's picked it up, and they are going to march it off, it looks like. Oh, it's against the Lions. So they call Emmanuel Ugo for an offsides penalty, and it looks like Glen is going to accept the penalty instead of the 6 yards or 7 yards that they gained on the run, and so it'll be 1st and 5 from the 31 instead of 2nd and 2 from the 33 or 34. Pass is complete on the tunnel screen to number 2, Davis. That pass from the quarterback, Luke Carter. And the Grizzlies will pick up a first down at the 41. And They saw that film. They saw the success that Georgetown had on those tunnel screens.
Yeah, Leander's going to have to put a stop to that.
So both teams have a running back with the last name of Gordon starting for them, and Gordon for Glenn is going to have a nice lane on the right side. He's able to make one man miss, and he's going to get tackled in line territory at about the 43 by Nick Winton. But Glenn now moving the football with 9:37. The clock will stop until the chains reset. And so, the Lions have Kamarian Gordon, and Glenn has Keaton Gordon. Their quarterback.
Well, there's any relation right there.
I don't know. You never know. They could be cousins. You never know. I mean, Gordon's a somewhat common name. Oh, and there's a fumble. Oh, they're going to call a penalty as that exchange hit the man in motion. That was Peter Sura. It looks like they're going to call a false start against Glenn more than likely. Boy, that could have been beneficial for Leander because I don't know if that was intentionally a direct snap to Sura or if it was just a mistake.
Yeah, Leander's going to have to pitch a stop right here, get this ball back, get the momentum going back to our side.
Well, the penalty helps. Now 1st and 15, ball at the Leander 48. Carter comes into a pistol. Oh, we have a new quarterback, looks like.
That's
Deloach.
that backup I was telling you about.
So Deloach in the backfield with Gordon. Gordon just to his right, and they're going to bring a man in motion. It's going to be Deloach straight ahead. They're going to try to use his size. He picks up about 3 yards to the 45. Lions do a good job of preventing that from being much of anything. Chase Milne, number 9, in the mix down there, along with the big man in the center, Timon Lawson. I think that's Lawson down there.
Yeah, that's him.
So Carter with Gordon just to his left. Fake to Gordon. There's some pressure. There's the tunnel screen again. It's complete to number 2. He's in the open, and there is an issue with those that the Lions need to adjust to. That was DeMarcus Davis for his second reception on one of those tunnel screens, and they're able to kind of – it's a little bit of a rub route. You lose your defender when you come in like that, and, that might even have been a block there looking at that replay.
Yeah, it's tough to see that left tackle comes out there and puts a hat on that linebacker and leaves that void right there.
You can't do that. You can't hit a defender trying to guard somebody. And that one's going to go straight ahead to Gordon, not much there. Getting up off the bottom of the piles, number 53, Tristan Nazapak.
Well, it's good to know early in district that that's one of our Achilles.
You got to fix it.
Yeah.
It's good to know it, but you got to do something about it.
Oh, that's for sure.
3 receivers on the wide side of the formation for the Grizzlies. They'll bring one of those men in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep to him. That's number 3, and he's breaking a tackle or two. The Lions got to do a little better job of tackling there. That's Jason Ortiz picking up about 8 yards. It's going to make it 3rd and about 2. They need to get to the 21, maybe a little bit beyond the 21. It will be Gordon with Carter in the backfield. 2 receivers top of the formation. Those are DeMarcus Davis and Jason Ortiz. And they also have an H-back in Najib Luzana. And it's going to be Gordon. He's going to get wrapped up in the backfield by number 5, Liam Walters. Big Liam Walters in there clogging it up to cause a 4th and about 4 yards. And it is decision time for the Grizzlies. And it looks like they
bringing that big boy back out.
They are. I was going to say they may be bringing the kicking unit out, but it does look like they're going to bring Braylon Deloach in at quarterback to join Keaton Gordon in the backfield for this 4th down. And what a mirror-like drive. If the Lions can get a stop here, it's same kind of situation. It is Deloach. He's got a hole. He's going to go 10-5 touchdown Glenn. There was a huge hole on the right side as they fake the handoff to number 4, Keaton Gordon, going the other way, and linebackers went that direction.
I mean, there was no mystery where that ball was going for sure.
Well, when you bring him out, you should be keying on him, I would think.
I saw that heavy set on the right. I mean.
Well, that's what the coaches need to look at and adjust to as we move forward in this game. And coming in for the point after attempt, I didn't see his number, but I think it is Israel Alvarez, number 98.
Yep, that's him.
And he makes the point after attempt for an early Glen lead, 7-0 over the Leander Lions. And the Lions, with 6:11 remaining here in the first half, will have their second opportunity with the football. And they huddle there on the sideline just prior to going out.
Yeah, Lions need to get back to the basics, start making tackles. The Bombs aren't going to break them down.
Right, and there's something to be said for maintaining possession of the football for long drives. It'll wear your offensive line a little bit, but it'll wear the defensive lines much more. And the RDZ roofing ad related to autism awareness being played here in the stadium. Pretty awesome. So coming out to kick, Israel Alvarez. Back deep to receive for the Leander Lions. It looks like we're going to have Isaac Montgomery, as well as number 8, Malachi.
Been waiting for him all season to take one back to the house. He's been showing
He's
some
had a
potential.
couple of decent runs, but he hasn't taken one all the way. We saw Ramos take one to the house against Georgetown, and the Lions considering the possibility of an onside here from Alvarez. And it's going to be a pooch kick to Isaac Montgomery. He'll field it at the 20, cuts across the field. He's at the 21, 25, 30, and he gets his legs cut out from under him and will land around the 35-yard line. Looks like that was number 28, Braden Van Duren Fuller, on the stop for Glenn. And the Lions will have their second possession here, down 7. They huddle on the sideline. Glenn defense already out on the field in formation. Those Glenn uniforms looking very Auburnish to me. The home Auburn uniforms.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. SEC ball over here.
Yeah, just of late. Gordon just to the left of Montgomery in the formation. It's a fake to Gordon. Montgomery rolls to his left, trying to twist his shoulders, and he's got too much pressure. He's going to step out of bounds, losing about 5 yards. Chased out there by 99 Jordan Beans. That's a good name for a defensive lineman, Beans.
Right. Maybe the first name should have been Frank.
There you go, Frank and Beans. In his middle initial, Nile, Frank and Beans.
There you go.
That would have been good. I'm sure the dad probably wanted that, and the wife was like, "Oh no, we're not doing that."
It's trademarked.
The Lions with second and long here. Gordon still the running back for Montgomery, and they'll fake to Gordon, looking down on a slant. There's all kinds of contact before the ball got there, and Ramos is looking for a flag, and he's not going to get one. He probably should have gotten one on that play.
Yeah, we'd like to see that thrown right there. He was definitely in front of him right there before the ball even got there.
So now third down here on the second possession for the Lions tonight, and they moved the ball pretty well in that first possession until that last set of downs, and were unable to convert on fourth and short. Now they've got third and long, so we'll see what they got called here. Gordon, the running back, to the right of Montgomery. They're going to fake to Gordon. Montgomery looking. He's got plenty of time. Pass is completed for a first down. Is that number 17 for the Lions, Braxton Hernandez, the junior wide receiver. We've been seeing him a little bit more and a little bit more.
That's good to see. Next one up.
Yep. And he'll get another opportunity as part of the three receiver set on the short side of the formation. They're going to hand to Kamarian Gordon. He puts a move on the linebacker to pick up about 4 yards, what would have otherwise been a loss on the play. Jaden Smith, that that linebacker.
And it's good to see
Or
Hernandez
James
step
Gray,
up.
rather, that linebacker. And he was still able to stay with Gordon and make the tackle, but Gordon was able to pick up almost 4 yards there. And Gordon will remain the running back. It's a handoff to – no, it's a fake to Gordon. And Montgomery's in the open, 40.
He's good for
30.
it, too.
He cuts outside at the 25, 20. Cuts in at the 18, spinning down to the 10.
Shifty.
And he's finally tackled by Victor Bala of the Grizzlies. And the Lions will have a 1st and 10 on the 11, so they can even get a first down here. 4:48 remaining in the first quarter, clock moving. And I kind of expect this to be a good ball game. I expect it to be competitive and explosive plays on both sides of the football. I haven't seen enough of Glenn to know, but I like the Lion defense in this matchup. But we'll see here, and there'll be a timeout.
I think it'd be good to see Montgomery. He hasn't been stopped yet on the run game.
Yeah, and obviously Glenn is worried about Kamari and Gordon, as they should be. And, as we talk about all the time, when Gordon is in that backfield, it really opens it up for everyone else because he's such a threat to gain 3, 4, 5 yards. You could just continue to feed him, and he's going to get that almost every time. And as a defense, that'll wear on you. So you want to try to commit to stop that. But then you got Mason Montgomery pulling that football and then potentially throwing
once
to
you get out there in stride,
Jaramillo, as well as number 8 Malachi Ramos, and as we saw Hernandez and Passe and Montgomery. It's Gordon with receiving the handoff, and he spins his way inside the 10 to about the 8. So a gain of 3 for the Lions. It'll make it 2nd and 7.
I was going to touch on it earlier. It's good to see Hernandez stepping up because I see that Jaramillo was dressed in blue jeans in that.
Brutus Tortorice was on the tackle for Glenn. That's a good football name, too. 2nd down, 7 yards. Gordon to the left and behind of Montgomery in the formation. There's a snap fake to Gordon, looking down in the middle. All kinds of contact, no call. That was intended for Aiden Passe and Relici Nickelberry, or Relici Nickelberry on the stop. I'm not sure how to say that. We'll just go with Nickelberry.
That sounds good.
A good play either way by the defensive back for Glenn. That stops the clock with 4 minutes. It's now 3rd down. Like I said moments ago, the Lions can pick up a first down at the 1. You don't want to get stopped on 2 4th down conversion opportunities, so you want to try to get it here if you can. 3 receivers here on the wide side of the formation, and it is Montgomery pulls it for the easy walk-in touchdown. So everybody keying on Gordon, just like we said. Montgomery pulls it, goes around the side, and it's now 7-6.
I mean, as vanilla as it is, who's going to stop that? I would mind seeing that all game right there.
Run
their stats up.
And continue to feed Kamari and Gordon when they are keying on Montgomery. So Rene Rodriguez looking to tie it up here with the point after attempt. Snap, hold down, kick up, and good. And it will be a 7-7 ball game now with 3:55 remaining here in the first. So the Lions have had 2 possessions. They have 1 touchdown. Glenn has had 1 possession and 1 touchdown. So Glenn will have their opportunity, second opportunity with the football here momentarily. Real quick, let's shout out the gold sponsors. I already know them. It's Mercy Veterinary Hospital, online at mercy-vet.com, and, of course, RDZ Roofing, rdzroofing.com, and, commendable to use his promotion time for autism awareness. So if you know someone in your life that has autism, certainly get involved in some kind of support group, because there are other people out there that need your help and your experience in dealing with all of the things that come along with a condition, or, I don't know. I guess
most
it's
importantly,
a disease,
just be patient with them. Yeah.
Yes. Well, and you also get an opportunity to support that parent, which you know as well as anyone. It's tough enough just raising just run of the mill kid, but you've got one that may have a special need of some kind. Then it becomes more of a I don't want to call it a burden, because it's more of a blessing, right?
Yeah.
But it is something to support people that are dealing with that, and if you can do that in any way, then I recommend you do that. 3:55 as Rodriguez lines up to kick, boots it.
There you go.
To mid end zone and one hops out of the back of the end zone. That looked like he was kicking from midfield for a shot on goal for the soccer team there. I think he either plays one of the fullback positions or the center halfback on the football team. Either way, those guys cleared out a lot, so he's got quite a leg on him. So Glenn will have a little bit better field position to start their second drive here at the 25-yard line. And it looks like they're going to come out with Carter at quarterback and Keaton Gordon at running back. Got one single receiver top of the formation, kind of a double tight look here. They're going to hand it to that receiver on the end around, and that is number 1 Peter Sura, and he's able to continue to drive his feet for maybe a first down. Looks like they're going to give him up to the 35 for a first down. Timon Lawson getting up off the bottom of the pile. There were several lines there, but you can't give up 10 yards per run. You got to do something to stop that. So Glenn will come out with 3 receivers on the wide side of the formation. Gordon, the running back. Carter fakes to Gordon, and there's pressure. Carter, the man in his face. It's intercepted by the lines. Number 13, Jackson Arnold down the right sideline. 5 touchdown, Leander.
He's gone.
No flags on the play, and Leander has a 13-7 lead with 3:19 remaining here in the first quarter. And, the Lions have been looking for a big play defensively, a turnover like that. We saw a big play on special teams against Georgetown in what otherwise was a kind of a lost cause at that point.
That was a meatball right there.
Yeah. That was all that pressure in Carter's face. He threw it off the back of his foot, and Jackson Arnold made him pay. Rodriguez back out on the field for another point after attempt, and he nails it for a 14-7 Leander lead here on homecoming night. So a total of about 7 seconds make that 12, my midway math, 12 seconds ran off the clock between the last touchdown and the last point after and this point after. So excellent work by the Lion defenses. They're able to get back off the field quickly. They're going to be back on it pretty quickly.
Defense did so good, they get to go back on the field.
Yeah. Well, hey, if you're going to play good, man, get up there and tear it up.
There you go. That's good to see right there.
Yeah, and that certainly energized the Lion faithful over here, and a very, very full home side of the field. The visitor side, even though Glenn's just right up the road, and they use this stadium as their personal stadium, they, being 0-4, sometimes people don't come out as readily. So hopefully those people are still trying to make their way here, because obviously somebody of the Glenn faithful need to support their team, in my opinion.
Got a quick score here. Cedar Park is ahead of Rouse 11-0 in the first quarter.
Okay. So they got him a field goal
and an 8-point play.
Well, touchdown and 2-point, or they
points.
got him a safety maybe. It's and missed an extra point. Who knows? When the score's 11, it's always a little
like 3 field goals and a safety.
There you go. That could be it. It's kind of early to have that many field goals. Rodriguez boots it over the returners' heads and out of the back of the end zone. And so Glenn, in their third possession, will have the football on their own 25, exactly where they started the last series. And they successfully drove from about the 23, the length of the field, and scored on their first possession. Gave up a touchdown on that last possession. So basically the Lions are even on the ledger against the Glenn offense. Let's see if they can get another stop here. We'll see who's going to come out at quarterback. It will be Carter again. They don't want him to lose any confidence. And The running back will be Gordon. They do have an H-back, and I think that
Justin Steffens.
Yeah, Steffens. He's a little stocky
squatty
guy.
body.
So they try to get Gordon on a little swing pass and just too much on it. There was some pressure on Carter. Out there defensively for the Lions was Liam Walters. So it's going to be second down now. Clock stops at 3:15. So, I don't have a kid at the school anymore, so some of the stuff I say is just based on experience in the past. Do they have homecoming tonight, or is that tomorrow night?
I think it's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night? We just
back in the day was the same night,
yeah,
right?
we always just had it after the game. You just didn't get a whole lot of time. That pass incomplete. There was a fake, a little bit of play action there as they faked to Gordon. And
Witten was all over that one.
Yeah, and it looked like – I'm not sure that Carter was the one that even threw that pass. It's difficult to say because I was talking to Frank.
Yeah, no, that was Carter that threw that one.
So it is third down now. Carter's still in the game. Their running back is Gordon, 3rd and 10. Lions defense looking to get off the field here if they can get a stop. Fake to Gordon. It is that tunnel screen again to number 2, and he'll pick up a first down. DeMarcus Davis, every time they need a chunk of yardage tonight so far, they've run the tunnel screen. You got to at some point make the adjustment. The Lions had an opportunity to stop him, but, that's good momentum once you receive that at full sprint. Same backfield for Glenn. 3 receivers here on the near side of the formation for this first down and 10. Gordon moves to the right of Carter. They fake to him, pass down the right sideline, intended for Davis. And we have a late flag come in. That is very interesting because I didn't see any holding, and that was Tyler Moorman on the coverage, and it came from way in the center of the field.
I think he kind of sold it on that one. He kind of just irked his arm back and like he was almost like flopping, if you will.
Yeah, he was looking over his shoulder for the football is what I saw. I didn't see anybody holding him. That is an interesting enunciation of the penalty. I think he said passing interference.
Because he was doing that, I guess.
But it was pass interference. But it shouldn't have been anything.
No.
Regardless, first down for Glenn at the line 49. Leander up 14-7. Pistol formation. They're going to move Gordon just to the right of Carter. And they're going to hand to Gordon off the right guard. He's going to pick up about 6 yards, make it 5 to the 44-yard line for a second down and 5. Clock moving at 2:22 in this quarter.
I was going to say that left tackle for the Grizzlies. He's a big boy right there.
Yeah, they got pretty good size offensive line.
Boys like every bit about 6'7", 400 pounds right there.
Yeah. So Steffens at H-back, Gordon at tailback. Carter calling the signals for the Grizzlies. 2 receivers either side of the formation. Carter looking to dump it. Oh, that was a risky pass there as he tried to float it in over to Steffens and unable to complete it. And it basically fell harmlessly to the ground if you're a Glenn Grizzly fan. The Lions should have had an opportunity at that football the way it floated, but they'll bring in DeLoach now at quarterback with Gordon, the running back, as well as number 29, Steffens, in the backfield. And actually, there's a 4th back in the backfield. And it's DeLoach again. He's in the open at the 30. He just faked the handoff to Gordon and just took off running, lost his shoe. He ran out of his shoe, I think, all the way down to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, just like last time, there's no mystery where that ball's going. They heavy set to the right.
Yeah, you had to have seen that on film. So, and after a Friday night of tackling Jet Walker, tackling DeLoach is probably a step down, although he does look like he's got good speed. I certainly don't want to disrespect any of the players out here. It looks like Carter's back in the game. Interesting formation here. It wasn't
The
Carter.
Wildcat.
They're going to go
Oh.
straight ahead. That was number 3, Jason Ortiz. And a flag comes down in the backfield, not much.
It looked like a face mask right there.
And there's an injury. Looks like a line may be on the field. So we'll see what the penalty flag is here after the player is attended to.
Yeah, it looked like Lawson's got a little too much of that face mask on that tackle right there.
Well, there's a bunch of bodies in there. When they come out in that wing T stuff, there's a lot of misdirection, and you got to find
You
that
got to try to
football
grab on to
quick.
something. Yeah.
Is that 83?
53.
53. So that is Tristan Nazapak, the nose. Maybe he's got a cramp. It's hard to tell. Could be something else. But 1:14 remaining in the quarter. It's 14-7 as he's now off of the field. So that'll move the football down to the 14-yard line of Leander. And so got to get a stop here. The Lions got 4 plays here to stop Glenn. And hopefully after 3, force them into a field goal situation. Carter and Gordon in a pistol formation with 2 receivers on the Glenn side of the formation. It's a fake to Gordon. Slant pass is completed to the 1-yard line. That was number 6, Jaden Smith on that slant. That is such a tough route to cover.
Here comes their big package.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't bring DeLoach in on the 1-yard line, are you even trying to be the Philadelphia Eagles? I mean, come on. Now, of course, they're not going to get under center, but they don't need to. They got the heavy set here. There's a snap. It is
There you
DeLoach.
go. There
He's
you
going to
go.
get tackled in the backfield. Virgil Garcia, loss of a yard on the play. Clock continues to move at 45 seconds. It's now 2nd and goal.
It's almost like he did the play.
Yeah. You're almost like, oh, they brought in DeLoach. Maybe he's going to carry the ball.
Let me sidestep this block real quick.
And it's same formation as Glenn. This time they're going to hand to Gordon. And as everybody focuses on DeLoach, Gordon walks in for the second Glenn touchdown of the evening. It's now 13 to 14 with a point after coming up for the Grizzlies. Coming out to kick, it will be Alvarez, his holder, Jaden Smith. Snap is there, hold is there, kick is up, and is wide to the left. And so the Lions will hang on to a 1-point lead with 26 seconds. What table?
Class of 05, if you're listening, stop by the RDZ table.
Okay.
They're giving out free stuff. They got a drawing going on for a Amazon gift card. So there's a bunch of swag down there, a bunch of free stuff going on. So 05, if you're listening, stop by. We got a lot of goodies for you down there.
So with 26 seconds remaining here in the quarter, and yeah, there's nothing wrong with free swag, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I got a nice towel.
Yeah, that's a nice
The
towel.
towels are real nice this
Yeah,
year.
they are.
Quick score update here. Eastview's really putting it on Lake Bilton, 21-0 in the first.
Yeah, I think Eastview is going to be a tough out for anyone, and you know they may be the team that competes with Georgetown in this district.
So Alvarez will line up. And, they'd love to beat the Eagles. They've been losing pretty much. It's like the early Leander Cedar Park series for about a decade. It took Leander a while, Cedar Park a while to really get on the same level and then even push beyond where the lines were. So Alvarez to kick off. It's going to be a short pooch kick. It's going to be fielded by Aiden Passe at the 25. Cuts across the field, cuts up 35, breaks the tackle at the 40, 45. He's at midfield. He's at the 40, and he's finally run down from behind by number 10, Alexander Perez, but not until he returns it all the way into Glen territory at the 20. Where are they going to set it at? They're going to set it at the 32.
That was a great return right there.
Nope, all the way down to the 22. That umpire had me confused by where he was standing. And now they're moving the box back to the 33. So I guess
trying to fool you, Chuck.
It was the box that was confused, not me. I was just confused when they moved the chains in the box over to the 22. So it will be Camarion Gordon at the tailback. 2 receivers here on the narrow side of the formation as well as an H-back. It's a handoff to Gordon. We had a whistle before the snap of the football, and it was a timeout Leander with 12 seconds. That's an interesting timeout. Although the play clock could have been winding down, and he wanted to ensure that there wasn't a penalty flag. I didn't look at the play clock, so I could be wrong. Let's go ahead and mention the silver sponsors real quick and the bronze sponsors. They're Cane's, Raising Cane's Chicken, Mechanical Roofing and Exteriors, and 7 Brew Coffee. Those are our silver sponsors, and our bronze sponsors are Texas State Optical, Sisk Robb Incorporated, Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, and State Farm with JT Reisdorf as your agent. Thank you, bronze sponsors, and silver sponsors for that matter. We want to thank all of the sponsors because, when I started doing this, there were like 2 or 3 sponsors. That was it. And now we're getting like 12 to 15 sponsors annually, and that's a big deal because this is an expensive sport. 14 seconds remaining here in the first. Gordon to the right of Montgomery. There's the snap. He fakes to Gordon, looking down the left sideline. Has Montgomery there, and all kinds of contact. No call there. They just let them 10 versus 10. That's Alexander Perez on the coverage for Glenn. You'd like that pass to be a little bit more of a laser than it was floated out there by Mason Montgomery, but easy for me to say. I can't even throw it that far anymore. 2nd and 10, 3 receivers here on the near side of the formation for Montgomery. He's going to fake it to Gordon. He's got it at the 30, 25, 20,
nope,
15. He's going to score, and the lines go up 20 to 13 and a late flag, and it's going to be a warning against the sideline, I bet, because the line faithful on the sideline were out near the sideline. I guarantee you that it's going to be a warning. They usually give you a warning first. Unless they're going to call something else. That was a big run by Montgomery. You'd hate to see that get erased off. Here's the call from the white hat. No, he's going to come talk to Coach. Oh, it was a hold against the lines. So that will erase the touchdown, but because it's a spot foul down the field, it will be a 1st and 10 for Leander from the 18 of Glenn. And that'll be the end of the quarter. 14-13 going into the second.
I mean, he was far away from the hold was all the way in the far left. He wasn't going to catch Montgomery anyways.
There's a hold on every play. They always tell you when you're coaching and you're talking to referees, well, we only call the holds at the point of attack until we don't, and we call the other holds.
Yeah, he's about 10 yards away. He wasn't a factor in that play at all. Ain't nobody catching Monty.
Well, and we'll see if Montgomery able to get back out there and punch the football in the end zone, or if it's Camarian Gordon, whomever it is, the Lions certainly would enjoy going up by a 20-13 score, 21-13 score here early in the second. The game's moving a little bit slowly, but that first quarter took about 45 minutes of your standard clock time.
Definitely was slow rolling for sure.
Well, it's going to be a long game because it is homecoming. The halftime show is always a little bit lengthier than your traditional Friday night lights game. But as I mentioned, there's just a ton of Lion faithful here tonight. Getting a pretty entertaining game here early. They were really booing after that penalty flag. And, I get it. The Lions don't get a lot of love from the gentleman in stripes. Like we have some kind of reputation that other teams in the past might have given. As I look over at Frank, just teasing him a little bit. I've heard some of the stories. It's going to be handed off. Looks like that might be Jay Coates that came in. He's going to carry it down to the 15 for a gain of 3. It might have been Gordon. It was, number 21 on that carry, Camarian Gordon. I apologize to Mr. Gordon. Clock moving at 11:33. Lions taking their time in the huddle. The play clock at 15 seconds. Gordon remains the running back. 2 receivers and an H-back on the wide side of the formation. Isaac Montgomery by himself on the narrow. It's Montgomery again. He's going to be kind of sniffed out there by Braylon DeLoach. And he had to kind of put a move on him. He ends up picking up a yard or 2. But it's going to be 3rd and about 5 ball now at the 14. Clock down to 11 minutes. And you hate that touchdown gets pulled off the board. If you don't get a first down here, then you decide to kick a field goal. That's a 4-point swing that is not in your favor. Gordon and Montgomery in the backfield. 3 receivers, top of the formation. We have a single receiver here on the near side in Malachi Ramos. It's Montgomery spinning his way forward. He's going to have a first down right near the marker. It's maybe a little bit short. We'll see. Now they're saying first down here on the near side. Chains still haven't moved. Now they're signaling 4th down and about a half a yard. And they bring in Timon
Big boy
Lawson. A la Refrigerator Perry. We'll see where he lines up. He is in the backfield. Power formation is a quarterback sneak from Montgomery. Second effort is going to have it, I believe. It's going to depend on the spot. Both teams claiming victory on that play. We haven't seen a measurement in high school football. I haven't seen one in about 3 years. And it looks like they're going to give the football to Glenn with 9:58 remaining. So that is a 7-point, at least a 6-point, maybe 7-point swing to the Glenn Grizzlies after that apparent hold on the touchdown run by Mason Montgomery. Again, nowhere near where the football was. No effect on the play, but the flag went down. And I didn't really even see a hold. I mean, it just looked like contact to me. But just under 10 minutes in the half at 9:58, the Grizzly offense out on the field with Carter and Gordon in the backfield. 3 receivers, top of the formation on the wide side. They're going to hand to Gordon straight ahead. Flags come flying out from all over the place. Tyree Smith there on the tackle. Gain of about 5 for Gordon, but we'll see what the flag is. It came from way back in the defensive backfield.
That's what I thought was going to be called earlier on the touchdown run by Montgomery. You know, there's an assistant that's in charge of making sure everybody stays behind that white line. They need to make sure they're fulfilling that duty. Carter and Gordon in the backfield for the Grizzlies. Fake to Gordon. Pass is incomplete, intended for Davis on that little tunnel screen. And the Lions had defenders in that area, so it looks like they may have adjusted a little bit. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4 yards. Make it 3 yards for a first down. So big play here for the Lion defense as they can get off the field with a stop. Got to fit all the holes there. Gordon, the running back, they're going to hand to him, and he's going to pick his way forward, but he stopped shy of the line needed by about 1.5 yards. They're going to mark it at the 18. I didn't see who, but it looks like
that
was number
Mormon
7,
with the
Tyler
4 tackle
Mormon.
there.
Yeah, he came out fired up. And so 4th down and short, do you bring out DeLoach or do you punt it away?
Here comes DeLoach.
Well, we haven't stopped him yet except for on one play, and we'll see what happens here on 4th and 2. About 1.5 yards, 9:09 remaining. It's a quick DeLoach with the football, and they call – there's either a timeout, false start, so they'll back up the Glen Grizzlies, and that'll really force a punt. And out comes the kicking unit with 9:01 remaining. And DeLoach looked like he was going to be stopped regardless. And so, really, that's a benefit to Glenn because had the Lions truly stopped him, they would have had the football inside the 20 of Glenn. So now the line of scrimmage, the 13-yard line. It looks like that's Aiden Passe back to receive this kick, but it could be somebody else. I can't really tell from this angle.
Looks like
No, it was 0. That's Schneider.
Yeah.
And so that takes the kick takes a Glen roll as it hits the turf down to the 34. And so the Lions will have pretty good field position, but they could have had much better as Glen able to flip the field there with their punter. And I didn't get his number, and I don't see one specifically enumerated on here, so I got to assume it's Alvarez until I see otherwise. So the Lions come out from the sideline, the same offense.
It'd be good to see another heavy dose of Montgomery right here.
Yeah, I would feed Gordon, pull it every once in a while for Montgomery. It is Camarion Gordon taking the handoff. He's having to bounce outside as DeLoach is there to make the tackle for the Grizzlies. A loss of about 3 yards. Make it 4 to the 30. And that's not the direction you want to go offensively.
Hernandez comes in. Like I said, it'd be good to see him He's stepping up tonight as number 2 is grounded tonight. He's out in his street clothes.
Jaramillo?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I see him now. That's why he's getting the extra time. Hernandez, he's just a junior, so he'll be back next year. Good opportunity to showcase your skills. The pass incomplete, intended for Aiden Passe. He had a couple of receivers out there with Dominic Jaramillo and Aiden Passe, but kind of threw it between them. And Glenn Corner thought he might have had an opportunity at it, but it looked like he was pretty far away from it to me. But from this angle, could be wrong. 7:50 remaining in the half. The Lions lead 14-13. They have the football. They need to get to the 44-yard line for a first down. Looking at 14 yards to negotiate here. Got 2 receivers top of the formation. A single one here on the near side. Pressure from Montgomery. The screen pass is complete, but Glenn sniffed that play out from the very beginning as number 7
Deucin Tony,
Davion
Tony. We're gonna have to turn that light on. All of a sudden, I couldn't see anymore. We'll get it in a minute here at halftime. 7:24 remaining here in that half. It is 4th down. The Lions will bring the kicking unit out to punt it away. And let's see, back deep for the Grizzlies is Davis, number 2. And the Lions will use a timeout with 7:06 remaining, and I'll just go turn the light switch on. I'll be right back. Oh, you got it? And it looks like the bands are starting to make their way onto the track. The Glen Grizzly Band will perform first, and then the Leander Lion Band will either perform after the homecoming court, or sometimes they perform after the game when there is a homecoming court. And I'm basing that on experience, not knowledge of what they're doing. So if anybody's upset about me not knowing,
get together, Chuck.
Understand that I have no children in the school.
You didn't get the email this morning?
Longer.
All right.
No, they don't email me anymore. Maybe Principal Simpson needs to start including me in the staff meetings or something.
So we're all kosher.
Yeah. So Davis back to receive the punt from Rene Rodriguez in this tight ball game, 14-13 with 7:06 remaining.
See if we can get a powerful kick right here.
Good snap, nice kick. Kind of a line drive. It's going to take a kind of a lateral bounce. It's going to be down by Tyree Smith at the 44-yard line of Glen, and so not as good of a punt as you would have liked to have seen from your punter, but considering the wind and the wind direction, that was not a bad punt, because you're looking at about a 30-yard punt, and that wind is, that's a good,
howling right there.
Good 15, 18-mile-an-hour wind, and it's steady, and it was blowing in his face, and that is likely why Glenn missed that extra point earlier by Alvarez. So Carter and Gordon out on the field now, so it's not Deloach. You got 2 receivers tight to the formation on the Glen side. Carter looking to throw that direction.
There you go.
Winton with an interception, and he'll step out of bounds at the 43. Nick Winton saw that from the very beginning, and that was just an ill-advised pass by Carter. And the Lions will have the football again in better field position than from where they punted it earlier. They're going to have it at the 44.
That was a great read right there. That was almost like the backyard ball. You give them just enough space for the quarterback to throw it, and you just sneak up and just grab it out of there.
Yeah, I did that, and then they did a double move on me on the next play. And
Charlie Browndy?
Yeah, they did. Like, they were like, that dude broke too hard. Let's run that same play again, but this time, make a fake like you're going to turn and then run a fly. I would have caught him if I were fast. They bring a man in motion. There's going to be a handoff to Gordon.
There you go.
Glenn's done a pretty good job of minimizing the impact of Kamari and Gordon, but the Lions can't get away from feeding him the football, because he's the kind of running back that's going to wear you down. And in the late third and early fourth quarter, he's going to rack up some yardage, especially behind this Lion offensive line. 2nd down and 9, 6:22 and counting in the half. Mason Montgomery takes the snap, follows Gordon on the left side. He's going to carry it to about the 49-yard line, so a gain of about 4 yards, maybe 3. It's good, or we'll see here. It's 3rd down and about 5. Yep, 3rd and 5. 6:13 remaining. That the game clock stopped because Montgomery stepped out of bounds. The Lions will break the huddle. They'll bring 3 receivers here to the near side of our formation. There's a snap. Hand off to Gordon. He cuts it out. He's at the 40. He's gone.
He's gone. Ain't nobody catching him.
You're not going to catch Kamari and Gordon.
And that's what we were just talking about. You just keep feeding them, break out. And what I like about Gordon is he's one of those that's one move and then he's downhill.
Right. And he's really good at making a move in the hole, which is what he did there. He kind of gave a head fake like he was going to cut in, and then he bounced it outside, and there was nobody out there.
88 out the gate.
So 6:03 remaining. It's a 20-13 score. The point after attempt coming up from Rene Rodriguez.
Let's see if we can cut through that wind.
Evan Linden, the holder. Kick up and good. Score now 21-13, so the Lions will have an 8-point lead with 6:03 remaining. Remember, they get the football to open the second half. If they can get a stop here and add points, that'll really increase the momentum as it's shifting towards Leander here in the second quarter. Got some updates for us, Juan?
I do. Cedar Park is struggling to contain Rouse. Now Rouse is at 21-11 in the second, and Eastview is running away from Lake Belton 28-7 in the second.
They got back up there quick, Cedar Park.
What was that score again?
Rouse 21-11 over Cedar Park.
Oh, so Rouse rallied back. Okay.
Yeah, they've rallied.
Yeah, I think Rouse is a pretty good football team. They did lose on Friday night last week, but they played a good team. Was that Eastview that beat them last week, I think? I don't remember.
I don't remember right now.
I know I read it earlier, but it's not important to tonight's contest beyond it's not important because it's already occurred. 6:03, so Rodriguez to kick. Back deep for the Grizzlies is Davis. And it looks like number 10 is back as well, Perez. Rodriguez with a little bit of a pooch, and I think then fair catch by the Grizzlies. And that was number 6, Jaden Smith. And so the Grizzlies will have pretty good field position at their own 32 with 6:03 on the clock. They have time to negotiate. You know, obviously, if you get a touchdown here, you'll likely – it looks like they're going to mark it at the 28. So if you get a touchdown here, you'll likely go for 2, right? So you get tied up.
It'd be good to see another turnover right here.
Boy, there's been 2 interceptions so far for the Lions, and yeah, we'll take a fumble.
Defense been a little shaky this first half, but they're definitely getting in their groove.
So in the backfield is Carter with Gordon and Jason Ortiz, the other running back. They're going to hand to Gordon coming to the near side. He's making men miss as he cuts across the field. He's in the open at the 40. He's going to be run out of bounds around the 45-yard line, and that's where they will mark him. It'll be a first down Grizzlies with 5:54. Clock will stop. For some reason, the Grizzly offensive line are lining up at midfield. That would be about 5 yards offsides, and you are correct. Number 70, Sean Grandusky is a big gentleman.
Boy, that's a man-child right there.
1st and 10. Pro set in shotgun. They're going to hand off this time to number 3 going to the Glenn side of the formation. And that, again, was Jason Ortiz, and he'll pick up about 10 yards for a first down. So 2 plays and significant yardage for this Glenn offense as they look to try to answer the touchdown from Camarion Gordon and the Lion offense.
Yeah, that big boy gets on that pool right there. It's almost like a valet service.
Yeah, I wouldn't be running in front of that.
Got to chop that tree down.
Pistol formation. They're going to hand to Gordon on the right side. He's going to be met and driven back for no gain. Looks like they're
Perkins right there.
May have even lost a yard.
Perkins shot that gap, and he's all up in his face right there.
You like that? Now let's see them do that to Deloach as well.
Let's see it.
So that loss on the play at 2, it looks like. They're going to put it at the 47-yard line. Make it, 47-yard line. 2nd and 12, 5:05 and counting. Carter remains the quarterback with Gordon and looks like number 25, Joshua Steffens at the H-back. Fake to Gordon. It's a rollout pressure. They try to fling a screen pass to Gordon as he did. He went to – he must pitch because he dropped that delivery hand down. He just didn't have anything on it.
Did a little double play flip right there.
None of his trunk was – his
no
feet
momentum
weren't
going.
set. Yeah. If you can throw a 10-yard pass in that position, you got
it's a forearm strength right
there.
there.
Yeah, that is all arm strength. And, obviously he could not connect there. And so 3rd down and 12 as the Lion defense looked to try to get off the field, but this is probably two down territory for Glenn. There's going to be a counter to Gordon. Chasing him out of bounds is number 11, Emmanuel Ugo, and a late penalty flag as one of the lines hit Gordon. Looked like he hit him in the field of play, but they're going to say it was late as he was going out of bounds. It looks like that may be against Chase Milne. We'll see what the call says here, but I'm pretty sure they're going to call a late hit. No, it was not on Milne. It was on
Perkins.
Evan Perkins. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25.
I think there's more momentum than anything. He wasn't trying to hit him. He was just trying to come to a stop.
Well, and he pulled up to it. It wasn't like he punished him. But, yeah, you got to like adjust your route because they are going to call that. Pistol formation, and they move Gordon just to the side, so a little bit of a broken pistol. Fake to Gordon. Carter keeps it, tries to flip it, and completes it over the middle for a gain of about 13 to the slot receiver. I didn't get a number on that.
That's number 6 right there.
So that is Jaden Smith. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line for Glenn. Clock moving at 4:23. Carter remains in the ball game. It looks like Ortiz is in the backfield right now with number 26 or 25, Steffens. And it's going to be a handoff to Ortiz, and he'll pick up about 4. They'll get a penalty flag come in. Let's see. It's in the area of what could be a hold, but it was away from the play, so we'll see what they call. Connor Krebs is near there. If you're looking for a Leander line near the penalty flag, he was having to deal with Big 70, Sean Grandusky. So it looks like it's going to go against Glenn. It wasn't number 70. It was number 72, who is Kazdin Kador Calzadia, also a large gentleman.
Yeah, I think he just pounced on top of that line right there. Yeah, gave him a little extracurricular activity right there.
You can't be doing that. There was a kid that broke some vertebrae when
that looked pretty bad right there.
Yeah. 2nd down and about 17 yards to go. Looking to throw down the right sideline. It is completed for a touchdown. Unbelievable. The line defender mistimed his jump, and that pass is complete to Jaden Smith for the Glenn touchdown with 3:42 remaining, and is now a 21-19 score. And looks like Deloach is coming out for the 2-point conversion. As I predicted, had they scored, they certainly would be trying to get the tie here. And it looks like they're going to set the scrimmage on the Glenn hash. With the wide side here on the Leander side, it looks like that's going to be Davis out wide. Deloach, the quarterback. If Deloach didn't carry it, I'd be surprised. And it is Deloach.
They got him. Oh.
And they're going to say he scored the 2-point conversion. I thought they had an opportunity to stop him as well.
Yeah, they got some pressure back there. He just got that momentum and simple physics right there.
So with a touchdown and 2-point conversion, we are knotted at 21 with 3:42 remaining in the half. The Lions have plenty of time to negotiate the field and get some points going into half, given that they're going to have the football to open the second half. You really want to at least get a field goal going into the half here. Last thing you want to do is turn it over and give the momentum to Glenn further on your end of the field, but they've done a good job slowing Camarion Gordon down. But we saw what happens if you keep feeding him the football during the last possession, as he took one about 40 yards, 35 yards for a score. 3:42 remaining here in the first half. Stick around for the halftime show. We're going to take a break, and we'll leave the crowd mic on, and hopefully nobody will get near it and start cursing or something, but because we won't be listening in necessarily to hear it. But so after the Glenn touchdown and point after, they're going to come out to kick to the Lions. Lions need to be careful about that onside kick possibility, and it looks like, is that Carter kicking? No, it's 32. So he's not on our roster, of course. He must have got promoted this week, or they didn't have that jersey, his jersey number in this jersey, which happens sometimes. And that's a pretty deep kick to Ramos. He's going to field it at the 4. Crossfield to the 10, 15, cuts in the middle to the 20, where he'll be tackled. Right there, 1st and 10 for the Lions. Number 28 for the Grizzlies there on the stop, Braden Van Duren Fuller. And the Lions will huddle on the sideline as the Grizzlies out in formation. Bands are getting ready for the halftime show. So, like I said, make sure you stick around. We'll take a break during the halftime, and we'll bring in the second half. So far, so good. We've had a crowd mic, good football game. No stream issues to this point.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on particle board.
There you go.
So 1st and 10 for Leander. Gordon, the running back. They're going to fake to Gordon. It's going to be pass complete in the flat. And look like that was Hernandez out there. Loss of 1 on the play to the 19 as the Glenn defender. I didn't get a number there. Looks like it's number 6 potentially, which is Jaden Smith, making a sure tackle. Second and 11 now for Leander. Clock moving at 3:08. Pistol formation with Gordon just to the side of Montgomery. 2 receivers here on the near side of the formation. It's a fake to Gordon, pass complete on the comeback to Isaac Montgomery, a gain of 10, but he's going to be shy of the line to gain by about a yard.
It's always good to see that Montgomery connection right there.
Yes. We need to see more of it. They still haven't quite found that timing on that deep ball. When that starts working, watch out. Mason Montgomery takes the snap, hands to Camarion Gordon. He picks up the first down over the 30 to about the 32. And the Lions will continue their drive. We're about 19 seconds away from the 2-minute timeout, the new rule in high school and collegiate football. And they do wind the clock, and it looks like Leander will probably let it wind down. They do break the huddle, though. Clock at 2:06. They do snap it. Montgomery looking down the left sideline, and there was all kinds of contact. A flag, 2 flags, and so it'll be timeout. But
oh man, did you see that?
No, did
Montgomery got up. No, he got up ninja style. From their back, and they flip up.
No, I've never done that.
That's an athlete right there.
The only time that's ever happened to me is when I was
with one shoe on,
jumping on a trampoline. So the penalty should go against Glenn. And that is a pass interference against Alexander
Chuck,
Perez.
On the replay. Watch him get up real quick. He was just waiting for that. There you go.
Yeah, that you got to have good core strength to do that.
Many moons ago, I could do that.
He was dunking a basketball as a freshman on the varsity basketball team, so I'm not shocked that he's able to do that. So, I mean, granted, he was
also like 6'3", so.
Oh, man. That's definitely an athlete right there.
Yeah. 156 is what's on the clock at the 2-minute timeout. Leander will have a first down out of the timeout at their own 48. They really are only about 25 yards away from a typical field goal attempt for Rene Rodriguez. The problem is that wind is blowing kind of in his face. It looks like it's lightened up a little bit, but not a lot. And, you almost want to get that touchdown anyway. So, at the very least, get a little closer for Rodriguez to make that temp a little more.
Hey, Chuck, you see that big old toilet over there?
I do.
Lit up over there. Let's see, what does it say over there?
I think it said flush
the Grizzlies with a big old teddy bear in there.
Somebody.
That's clever right there.
Yeah, somebody must have had that on their homecoming parade float, and they decided, let's put it on the burn.
Yeah, that's nice right there.
So Gordon and Montgomery in the backfield. They bring a man in motion. Looks like that's Hernandez. Fake to Gordon. Montgomery steps up into the pocket, looking to run, gets past midfield into Glenn territory at about the 48 where he stopped. Clock moving at 1:46. Number 11 on the tackle for the Grizzlies, that's Michael Merrick. So second down and about 6 yards for Leander. Gordon and Montgomery, 3 receivers, top of the formation for the Lions. Taking a lot of time between plays. Bad snap, and Montgomery is able to get down on it, but he's going to lose about 10 yards, about 9 yards to the 41. And that midway math is bad. That's 7 yards. 7 yards from the 48 to the – it has been a long week, and I've been focused on privacy topics, which is not math. Although there is some in the comprehensive privacy laws in the state, but don't get me talking about
you've acquired some new job duties, so I guess you've had a long week.
I don't even want to talk about that stuff right now. I want to just talk about football. I'm going to San Antonio to do the Southwestern University versus Trinity football game tomorrow, and that'll be live on Vipe. You can, if you want to watch it, you can go to southwest.edu and watch that game. It's a rivalry game. Southwestern 2-2. I think Trinity's 3-1. Should be a pretty good ball game. Southwestern just lost to TLU 38-35 in the last minute of the game.
That was a tough loss.
Yeah, it was a good game though. So 3rd and forever for the Lions. I almost had him pulled offside. Didn't snap it though. Montgomery, with a little bit of pressure, steps up into the pocket. He's looking to run. 45 is at midfield. He steps out of bounds right around. They're going to mark him at the 48. So he gets back at the 49. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage plus 1. Minute 13. The Lions will have to punt it here. I don't know. They haven't brought the punting unit out, and so the Lions do not have a timeout according to the scoreboard.
Might be jump ball time for that Montgomery connection.
Well, you want to burn off at least you can't because the clock's not moving because Montgomery stepped out of bounds. We're at 1:13. There's about 8 seconds on the play clock, but there is not a timeout. Back down to they're going to take the penalty is what they're going to do and then punt it. So that is what they do. They allow the play clock to expire, accept the 5-yard delay of game penalty, and they'll be punting the ball scrimmaged at the 44. And you're not going to run a fake after accepting a 5-yard penalty. So, the Grizzlies can be pretty confident that this football is going to get punted to them. Back deep to receive the punt is DeMarcus Davis. We've seen him have a pretty good first half at the receiver position.
running pretty much the same play, a tunnel screen. It looks like Glenn will call a timeout with 1:13. And so we'll just stay with the broadcast here as we get near the halftime shows. The Glen Grizzly Band will be first, and then I think the dance team will either perform. I think they'll perform if, again, don't get mad at me. I'm just going based on experience. In the past, on homecoming, generally it's the dance team with the band performing for them, but not necessarily the band marching. Sometimes they do march at halftime of homecoming. So we will see. If they do not, they will march post-game, but we're going to stop the stream as soon as this game's over because, like I said, I got to go to San Antonio really early tomorrow. So got to get in bed. It's always hard to go to sleep after these games, win or lose. You just sit and think about all the stuff that could have been done by the Lions and all of the
calls.
All of the things you could have said better.
Yeah.
It may have hit a Grizzly, but they're not going to say it did. It looks like it's down by number 28. It might have been 26. It's either Arnell or Maricini. It's 29. It is 29. I was way off. It's neither one of them. It's Luis Ruiz Williams downing the football for the Lions. So the Grizzlies will have it from their own 28, and they'll have 1:05. They do have 2 timeouts remaining here in the half. They've relied heavily on the run tonight, been very effective with that large offensive line. It will be Gordon and Carter in the backfield. And it's a deep pass to Davis, and it'll be out of bounds at midfield, make it the 49 of Leander. Clock stopping at 59 seconds in the half. They do have the wind at their back, so they could attempt a field goal. The Lions really need to minimize these gains by the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies will have 3 receivers top of the formation. A rollout by Carter, look in that direction, tucks it, decides to run, being chased by Milne, and he's out of bounds after a gain of about 2 to the 47. Clock at 53 seconds. Not a lot of time burned off on that play. It is 2nd and 8. Leander kind of, playing for the pass as they have a 3-man front. Kind of a lot of DBs out there. Penalty flag down, dropped, and that's usually an offsides when they don't stop the play and the flag's thrown there at the line of scrimmage because you get that free play. And there looks like Gordon is down injured for the Grizzlies as his training staff will come out and tend to him, and we'll take a moment here with 49 seconds and listen to the updates of the scores. Juan, what do you have?
Rouse and Cedar Park at halftime, it's 21-19 Rouse. ECU is running away from Lane Belton 35-7 in the second. And Vandergrift is trailing McNeil 7-0 in the third.
Interesting. That McNeil team, you never know year in, year out how good they are. They always have 2 or 3 really good athletes. And on any given Friday night, you know what they say, any given Sunday or whatever, but any given Friday night.
Just never know out here in Central Texas. Who's going to want to play ball tonight?
Who's it going to be? That was one of my coach's favorite sayings, besides, you got the wham and banana out, crazy. You got the one-on-one drills. It was, who's it going to be? Trying to fire you up.
Right.
So
We'll see.
Remember in junior college, they call you out like, let me get Frank Rodriguez. And then they get the other defensive guy and everything. Ooh.
Yeah.
You put some suspense in there.
Right. The two Titans.
Let's go.
Who's it going to be? So it looks like Gordon may have had a leg cramp as he's coming off mostly under his own power. He got up and walked a little bit, and then his coach came over and helped him a little bit. And so hopefully we'll see him back. That is one of the reasons they don't stop the play, isn't for an illegal formation. So that penalty, not an offsides against Leander, but Leander declines the penalty and makes it 3rd and 8. Carter with a new running back. I didn't get his number. Carter rolling to the right. Pass is complete on a little dragger out to number 1, Peter Sura, and he's slung down.
Perkins right there.
So it'll be 4th down and 5 from the 44-yard line. Grizzlies need to get to the line 39. There's 28 seconds remaining in the half. Do you want to give the Lions the football at midfield, or do you want to try to flip the field? Is the decision to make here. The play clock has not started, but the game clock is moving. And the play clock hasn't started because there's only 13 seconds, now 10. And it looks like there is not going to be a timeout or play called. And it looks like Glenn will be content to go to half with a 21-21 score. Oh, wait, they call timeout with 1 second. So I guess they're going to attempt a Hail Mary.
Or a long field goal. Especially with that wind, I mean, probably gives you an extra 10 yards to, your PR.
Well, Carter has thrown 2 interceptions, so the Lions secondary might be looking to add another turnover to their total here. It's kind of a low-risk turnover if you turn it over in this situation because the defender who intercepts it is going to have to navigate a significant amount of green space to get a score, and there will certainly be no time remaining. Can't see who that running back's number is. 28, I think.
That's what it looks like.
And that's Braden Vanderen Fuller. Carter takes the snap, rolls to his right, steps in, chunks it deep. Defenders down there, almost intercepted. Yep. It was intercepted by number 18 Montgomery. Off the tip, Liam Gaither, I believe.
That was Montgomery right there.
It was a 10 and not an 18. Okay. Well, that's the score going into half. It'll be 28 minutes according to the stadium scoreboard. We'll bring you the halftime show. Stay with us for the second half for Peter Casimir, Juan Alanis, and Frank Rodriguez. I'm Chuck Cracy. We'll be back. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime enjoyment, the Leander Independent School District is proud to present the Glen High School Guardians Dance Team. The 2025 Guardian officers are Social Officers Lainey Cooper, Piper Kalitka, Caitlin Lorenz, and Natalie Rocha. Vice President Alana Martinez and President Ditya Mutupuru. Lieutenant Cambry Jackson, Lieutenant Scarlett Justice, Lieutenant Emsley Peel, First Lieutenant
Sydney Garza, and the captain, Emma Mitchell. The spirit of the Guardians is Gabby Guter, and the Guardian of the Week is Tyra Hirsch. Tonight, the Guardians are excited to perform their jazz kick to Feel This Moment. Let's hear it one more time for the Guardians dance team. The Guardians are directed by Kelly Mabry and Lindy Hansen. The 2025-2026 Guardians dance team would like to send a special thank you to all of their amazing sponsors. A big shout out to Lasco, the Carlson Law Firm, and Leander Chiropractic. Your support makes all of this possible. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor and supporting the Guardians, please visit ghsguardians.com for more information. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field your Glenn High School Grizzly Marching Band. Our rookie member of the week is Adelio Estrada. Our vet member of the week is JD Kaprapali. Our percussion members of the week are Devin Reed and Connor Bielecki. Our gyms member of the week is Alora James. Our section of the week is the Flutes. Tonight, the Grizzly Band will perform selections of their 2025 show, It All Begins with a Dot. And now, Glenn High School is proud to present drum majors Dawn Teskey Wright, Melina McGurr, and Anel Giron, and the 2025 Glenn High School Grizzly Marching Band. The Grizzly Band would like to wish the Leander Band good luck this season. We are one LISD. We would also like to give a huge thanks to all the parent volunteers who have helped to get our 2025 season started. We are so grateful for your help. The Glen Band would like to thank the silver sponsors, Great American Cookies and Marble Slab Creamery of Leander, CPR Resources, and Amanda Jackson Photography. Thank you for your support of our students. If you are interested in sponsoring us and having your business announced at our halftime performances, please visit glenband.org and go Grizzlies! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Taking the field for your homecoming halftime entertainment are your Leander Bluebells and Sapphires Performance Company. Bluebells and Sapphires are directed by Ashley Williams and Lupe Summer. Bluebells are led by Captain Sarah Williams, First Lieutenant Maddie Enriquez, Second Lieutenants Lady Saunders and Mackenzie Van Zant, Head Company Leader Madison Kellum, Company Leaders Sydney Britton, Emma John, Alyssa Martin, and Olivia Martin. Congratulations to the Bluebell of the Week, Reese Hamilton. Every week the Bluebells nominate a teammate who has shown exemplary acts of love and compassion to receive the Be Kind, Be a Bell Award. Congratulations to our Be Kind, Be a Bell, Avery Worley. The Sapphires are led by Company Leaders Evelyn Curtis, Avery Gonzalez, Georgia Lee, Emerson Reich, and Taylor Roten. Spirit Leader Sienna Pachacano. Congratulations to the Sapphire Game Day Girls, Naomi Pierre-Pial and Idra Hurd. Along with the amazing Leander Marching Band, here are the Bluebells and Sapphires performing a field kick to Dynamite. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it once again for the incredible Leander High School Bluebells and Sapphires. Congratulations to our Teacher of the Week, Mr. Simpson. Bluebells would like to give a special shout out to their platinum sponsors. Thank you to Storage Direct, to Cello Layout LLC, and Texas Children's Pediatrics. Thank you for your generous support. Bluebells would like to give a heartfelt thank you to their amazing parents, the Leander High School administration, and the unconditional support of Leander High School marching band and football program. The entertainment doesn't stop at halftime, though. Stick around after the game to see the incredible Leander marching band perform their show, Curiouser and Curiouser. You won't want to miss it. Let's go, Lions! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 2025 Homecoming Coronation presentation. At this time, we are pleased to introduce you to our 2025 High School Homecoming Court, starting with Freshman Duchess and Duke. Freshman Duchess Ryan Saavedra, escorted by her parents, Jenny and Ruben Saavedra. Ryan is a member of the Leander cheer team and serves as the JV game day officer. If she could be any Starbucks drink, she would be a strawberry refresher because she is outgoing, sweet, and loves to be around people. In her free time, you can catch her cheering, reading her Bible, shopping, swimming, or being with all her best friends. After high school, Ryan plans to become a pediatrician. Freshman Duke, Tyler Melendez, escorted by his parents, Melissa and Clyde Melendez. Tyler is an active member of football, DECA, and robotic club. He is also a published author. If he could have dinner with anyone in the world, it would be Nikola Tesla, because his inventions were far ahead of their time, and Tyler would love to know how he created such groundbreaking concepts when electronics were barely understood. Tyler plans to attend the University of Texas or Princeton to study business and investment banking with a minor in robotics. Leander fans, let's give it up for our freshmen Duke and Duchess. Sophomore court. Sophomore Duchess Skylar Gardner, escorted by her parents, Amy and Brian Gardner. Skylar is a member of the varsity choir, legacy show choir, choir council, taffy, student council, thespians, and book club. She serves as vice president of choir council and secretary of taffy. After school, she plans to become an elementary school teacher. Sophomore Duke Daniel James Smith, escorted by his sisters, Aubrey and Lori Smith. Daniel is a member of the amazing Leander Marching Band and has been recognized as an all-state defensive player for lacrosse. His favorite quote is, "Live life to its fullest." After high school, he plans on playing lacrosse at the collegiate level. Let's give it up for our sophomore Duke and Duchess. Junior court. Junior Duchess Lauren Bax, escorted by her parents, Tamara and Chuck Bax. Lauren serves as yearbook photo editor, student council historian, and is a member of PALS. She is also active in the photography club, superintendent's student advisory council, and Quill and Scroll Association. Her free time, Lauren teaches swim lessons at Aquatop. After high school, she plans to study speech pathology or journalism. Junior Duke Elijah Bledsoe, escorted by his parents, Amanda and Justin Bledsoe. Elijah is a member of the amazing Leander Marching Band. His favorite teacher is Mrs. Wood because she's always kind and positive. After high school, he plans to become an electrician while studying at trade school. Lion fans, let's give it up for our Junior Duke and Duchess. And now, the candidates for your 2025 Homecoming King and Queen. Senior Princess Madison Riccio, escorted by her parents, Crystal and Dominic Riccio. Madison is a member of varsity soccer, National Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, Student Council, and National Art Honor Society. Madison believes that homecoming is meant to connect with the community and inspire school spirit. After high school, she plans to attend a 4-year college and major in business administration. Senior Prince Colin Knopf, escorted by his parents, Carrie and Chris Knopf. Colin is a member of the Lion High School baseball team, an academic all-district athlete, and an active member of the National Honor Society. He enjoys bouldering and golf and hopes to become a pilot in the future. If he could be any Starbucks drink, it would be a pumpkin spice latte because he loves the fall season. His idea of a perfect date is tea time at 7:30, then Chick-fil-A after. Senior Princess Claire Chinchilla, escorted by her father, Gennaro Chinchilla. Claire is a senior member at large of the Leander Bluebells and is in the National Honor Society. Her hobbies include dancing, crafting, and reading. She could have dinner with anyone in the world. She would choose her parents because she appreciates their presence in her life and provides her with unconditional love, support, and care. After graduation, she plans to study biomedical science at Texas A&M. Senior Prince Jackson Leyva, escorted by his parents Meredith and Michael Leyva. Jackson is a Leander varsity cheerleader and is a level 6 at cheer athletics. His hobbies include all-star cheer, parkour, cliff jumping, and dancing. His idea of a perfect date is, quote, any date with Claire Chinchilla. After high school, he plans to cheer for Navarro. Senior Princess Lizzie Altenbaugh, escorted by her parents, Kathy and George Altenbaugh. Lizzie is the LHS Cheer Game Day and Competition Officer, senior class representative for Student Council, and a member of NHS, Shameless, National Honor Society, and Mu Alpha Theta. She also runs her own banner painting business, competes on Black Diamond Cheer Athletics, and is a member of Ignite. Her favorite teacher is Coach Mack, who she describes as uplifting and inspiring. Lizzie plans to study civil engineering at a 4-year university and continue cheering in college. Senior Prince Jackson Trimble, escorted by his parents Amanda and Jeremy Trimble. Jackson is a member of the Lion Baseball Program and National Honor Society. Outside of school, he enjoys sports and spending time with friends. If he could have dinner with anyone, he would choose Kobe Bryant, who inspired him because of his mindset about sports. Jackson plans to attend college after graduation to study construction science. Senior Princess Emma Vaughn, escorted by her parents Naomi and Gary Vaughn. Emma is the color guard team commander in junior ROTC, as well as a member of armed and unarmed teams. She also volunteers at the Brighter Days Food Pantry. Emma enjoys line dancing and believes homecoming unites students, teachers, and family in tradition and pride. After graduation, she plans to attend Texas A&M University and major in business supply chain management. Senior Prince Sonny Rios, escorted by his parents, Michelle and Eddie Rios. Sonny is a member of the varsity football manager and enjoys weightlifting. His favorite teacher is Mrs. Linden because she always goes above and beyond for her students. He loves that homecoming brings the community together and builds school pride. He plans to study kinesiology after graduation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our senior prince and princesses, the candidates for your 2025 Homecoming King and Queen. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Your 2025 Homecoming Queen is Lizzie Altenbaugh. And joining her, your 2025 Homecoming King is Jackson Trimble. Let's hear it for your 2025 Homecoming King and Queen and the entire 2025 Leander High School Homecoming Court. Huge thank you to Student Council, LHS floral classes, and all of the LHS administrators and counselors for their leadership and support. And of course, homecoming wouldn't be complete without the energy of our amazing spirit groups. Give it up for the LHS Marching Band and Color Guard, the Bluebells and Sapphires, and LHS Cheer, along with all of their incredible directors and coaches. Students, don't forget the celebration continues tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. with the Homecoming Dance. Get your tickets online and get ready for yard games, a cornhole tournament, and a DJ live that will keep the floor rocking all night long. Leander, let's hear it one more time. Make some noise for your 2025 Homecoming Court. Let's go Lions!
Welcome back to AC Bible post homecoming ceremony. I didn't catch who won the homecoming king or queen, but congratulations to whomever that is. Always a big event in every class's experience as they move through high school. Again, as we come into this second half, the Lions will be receiving the opening kick. And we'll be going to the field camera here momentarily. Oh, we're already there. So it looks, Peter had to switch the battery on that camera. The batteries are about 6 years old.
Long halftime show right there.
Yeah. Well, and it usually will get you through the third quarter, but we keep multiple batteries for that very reason. And so, as I mentioned, the Lions will be returning the opening kickoff back, unless Glenn tries some shenanigans, which they may well do it. The Lions opened tonight's game with an onside kick. Were able to get it, drive down to about the 20-yard line where they were stopped fourth and short, about 2 yards. It couldn't convert. Glenn went down, scored a touchdown. Lions answered that touchdown, got an interception, scored a touchdown, then had a big run by Kamari and Gordon in their fourth possession of the first half to take a 21-13 lead, and then Glenn able to get a touchdown on that was their final drive of the first half, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Actually, I take that back. They had one more drive. It was a short drive. The Lions were able to stop them. So kicking off for the Grizzlies is going to be number 98, Israel Alvarez. Back deep is Montgomery and Jaramillo for the Lions. And we are underway. It is a short kick. Ball's on the ground. It looks like Glenn may have gotten it. As we said, they attempt an onside. I don't think it went 10 yards
at all. Yeah.
We'll see what the referees decide here. It does look like Glenn came up with a loose football, but it unless it touched a line, it didn't go 10 yards.
Yeah, he touched it right at 9 yards. Yeah.
So that could be Leander football at the 49, and it looks like because they got a Lion football from the Leander sideline, that looks like that's what the call is. And there is a discussion amongst the referees to make sure they got that call correct. Only 2 seconds off of the third period game clock. And unless they change their minds, it's Leander football on the 49-yard line. And out comes the Leander offense, Kamari and Gordon, the running back.
But that was a close one right there.
Yeah, it was very close. And the Lions will have a first down. Gordon in the backfield with Montgomery. 2 receivers, top of the formation. Isaac Montgomery wide here on the wide side. They hand to Gordon right up the gut, right behind the center. Gain of about a yard maybe as the Glenn middle linebacker, number 7, Davion Toney, comes in and stands up Gordon after a short gain. So it'll be second down and 9. Clock moving at 11:35. The crowd is a little bit quiet after the halftime. Always kind of a odd beginning after a halftime when it's homecoming because it's lengthy. You get a little bit tight if you're not careful. Montgomery fakes to Gordon, drops back, and there's all kinds of contact well before the ball got there. No penalty flag. 3 referees looking at that, and Coach Price making sure to let the line judge know that you can't grab the receiver by his shoulders.
Yeah, he wasn't even playing the ball.
Spin him around before the ball even gets there. So it's 3rd and 9 because no flag thrown. And so the Lions will need to see what they can do here. It could be 2 down territory depending on what they get here on 3rd down. It's a fake to Gordon. Roll out by Montgomery. He tucks it. He's at
There you
midfield,
go.
45. Steps out around the 40-yard line. He's about a yard shy of the line needed for a first down. And they're bringing in the heavy packages. Number 99, Timone Lawson, coming in. They only need to get a yard.
I think it'd be entertaining and nice to see him run that ball right there.
Yeah, the Lions haven't got a big push on that defensive line. They've opened some holes, but that's a lot of weight to push. Lawson in the backfield with everyone. It's Gordon behind Lawson. He bounces it outside, and he's going to pick up the first and a couple of more yards. And it would have been much, much more except for the shoestring tackle of Jaden Smith. But the Lions will have a new set of downs on the 37-yard line with 10:50 and counting here in the third.
It's good to see a little Barry Sanders shake right there. Get to the outside.
Yeah, that was pretty scary. So Jaramillo on the Glenn sideline at wide receiver. On the near sideline, Isaac Montgomery. Mason Montgomery in the backfield with Gordon. They're going to hand to Gordon straight ahead. He hesitates.
There you go.
Nice patience in the waiting for the hole to open up, and a big gain off a right tackle inside the 20 to the 17-yard line for Camarion Gordon. It was so impressive that I kind of lost. I was at a loss for words for a second there, because it looked like they had it stacked up, and Gordon just hesitated for about a half second and then turned on the jets in a nice gain of about 12 yards. Ball rolls back to Mason Montgomery. He fakes it to Gordon, keeps it himself, running to the outside, cuts up on the numbers and gets a decent gain, considering that could have been even a turnover as the ball just rolled back to him. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. The ball now at the 13-yard line of the Glen Grizzlies. The Lions need to get down to the 7. A little bit of a huddle for the Lions. We're down to about 16 seconds on the play clock. Camarion Gordon, the running back, 2 receivers on the wide side of the formation. There's the snap. They hand to Gordon. Gordon bounces it outside. A good tackle there by the defender. Good pursuit by number 11, Michael Merrick. In fact, a loss of about a yard and a half, 2 yards to the 15. So it is now 3rd down and about 8 yards for a first down.
You got to watch out with the alligator roll right there. They try to roll them up right there.
Yeah, you got to be careful as a running back. That's why they outlawed the horse collar, because you can really hurt somebody that way. Montgomery, keeper to the left. He didn't get much. Back to the 15. There on the stop, number 7 once again, Davion Toney. So 4th down and about 7 yards to go. The Lions will bring out the field goal unit, Rene Rodriguez. They'll tee it up at about the 22, so it would be a 32-yard attempt. There's the snap, hold, and the kick is up. And it appears to be a wide left, and so we will remain tied with 7:58 remaining. Boy, that was close. It was just left, and he hooked it a little bit. It was on that near hash, and so, as a kicker, you probably want it lined up more in the middle if you can, but because if you're on the near hash, you're a right-footed kicker, you have to push it a little bit, and that makes aiming it difficult. And if you're on the other hash and you're a right-footed kicker, then you're afraid you might hook it too much. So either overcompensation or maybe the wind had something to do with it.
He had the wind to his back, but the wind's kind of gone a little bit to
it
the
is
left
a
right
little
there.
bit. It could have blown it on that side. And that's
just carried a little too much.
Yep. It's hard to judge with the wind. Carter, the quarterback for the Grizzlies in their first drive of the second half.
There you go, big
Timone
Timone.
Lawson in the backfield, eating up the handoff to the tailback, number 4, Gordon. He'll lose 2 yards to the 18-yard line. Lawson slicing between the center and guard. The Glenn coaches in the booth next to us were screaming no before the handoff even occurred.
When Lawson gets the momentum, he starts playing. They can't stop him. That's a big boy.
Carter takes the snap, rolls to his left, pass complete in the flat. He's going to be tackled immediately for a gain of about 5 to the 23. I didn't get a number there.
That was old Tyree Smith right there.
Number 3, Ortiz on the receptions, Tyree Smith on the stop. So 3rd and 7, an opportunity for the Lions defense to try to get off the field here. Gordon and Carter in the backfield, 3 receivers on the near side of the formation. Clock moving under 6:50 in the 3rd. A rollout by Carter with pressure from Lawson. More pressure coming straight ahead. Pass intended for number 1. They're going to say he caught it. That is Peter Sura with a pretty impressive catch as he laid out that pass a little bit long, but Sura able to reel it in. They're going to give him midfield. Coming into the game for the Lions now, Lexon Cordova, junior defensive lineman, number 50. And there's going to be a timeout with 6.5 minutes. Maybe they're going to discuss that catch because that is an official's timeout, which is pretty rare. It is a hot day and evening given the time of year that we're in. You know, typically you don't have a big cold snap until around Halloween, so we're getting close to it. But usually it's about 5 to 7 degrees cooler than it was today this time of year. It's still in the 90s, but it was about 102 when I left my house.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no cool air inside. I looked at the models yesterday. It looks like 90s at least the next 2 weeks yet.
That's pretty typical. It's second summer here in Central Texas. So Carter will drop into a pistol. He's got 2 receivers top of the formation. Gordon just to his left. Fake to Gordon. It's the tunnel screen to Davis. Hit him on the back shoulder, and he could not catch it. And it was more open on that play call than it had been previously the last couple of times they called. They got a lot of use of that in the first quarter tonight. Clock will stop at 6:20.
It was good to see him drop that pass because, I mean, he was –
had a lot of space.
He might have housed that one.
So now 2nd and 10. They'll bring in an H-back in Steffens. A single receiver either side of the formation. They're going to hand to Gordon going straight ahead. He's going to pick up about 7, maybe 8 yards to the 43 of Leander. He's about 3 yards shy of the line needed. So 3rd down. It's probably 2-down territory here for Glenn. I mean, the way they're running the football, you got to have confidence that you can make a short down and distance. Carter takes the snap, and they hand to Gordon again.
There you go.
He's going to be stopped shy about no gain is what it looks like here. They're on the stop for Leander, Tyler Mormon, and a couple of other lines. So it is 4th down, and in comes DeLoach. Not surprising, as they've had much success in the Wildcat with DeLoach. It's less of a Wildcat and more of just a normal formation with a huge quarterback. Tight formation, though. They're going to hand off to Gordon this time. He spins forward. He stops shy of the line needed. So the Lions get a stop on 4th and short and will take the ball on downs with 5:07 remaining in the 3rd quarter. So both teams have had the football one possession. Neither team coming out with anything so far, and we're still tied 21-21 on the Leander homecoming. I want to shout out the class of 05 for their attendance here tonight. We appreciate you coming back and visiting, listening to the broadcast, and taking all the swag off the RDZ table.
Yeah, it's all for y'all. Take it. But 20 years, that goes by quick.
Yeah, it does. It goes by very fast, and you're going to be having one here pretty soon.
Don't remind me.
So Camarion Gordon in the backfield with Mason Montgomery. 2 receivers on either side of the formation for the Lions. Fake to Gordon. Drops straight back. Got a man open over the middle. Pass a little bit too tall for Braxton Hernandez. Had that been a more accurate pass, I think we see Hernandez celebrating in the end zone. But too tall, incomplete, second down, 5:01 on the clock here in the third. Jaramillo wide out on the Glen side of the field for the Lion offense on this near side, Isaac Montgomery. Or not Jaramillo. It is
Ramos.
Ramos.
It's
Malachi
the
Ramos.
matching shoes.
Jaramillo is hurt tonight. Gordon, the running back. There's a snap. They're going to fake to Gordon. No, it is a handoff to Gordon. I thought Montgomery had the way he took off. Gain of about a yard on that play. It's going to bring up third down. Line of scrimmage now the 42. Play clock moving with about 25 seconds. Lions break the huddle. Spread formation for Leander. Gordon, the running back. Going to hand it to Gordon again. He breaks one tackle. Lunges over the 45 to about the 47. He's about 4 yards shy of the line needed. There is a potential injury timeout. So we'll take a short break here. We'll stay with the broadcast. So on fourth down, it looks like the Lions will bring out the punting unit. Back deep to receive this punt for the Grizzlies is DeMarcus Davis. Rene Rodriguez with the win kind of at his back should be able to get a pretty good punt here. Davis lining up to receive it around the 14 of the Grizzlies.
Oh,
it's a fake.
A wide open.
And
There
it's
you go.
completed to number 18, and he'll carry it down inside the 20. Liam Gaither.
He can kick, and he's got an arm, too.
Rene Rodriguez comes out with a pass. Credit Coach McLean for seeing something on film against the Grizzly punt return team. The Lions take advantage of them sleeping. It is now 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line for the Lion offense.
He got us sleeping up here, too. I thought for sure he was going to punt. I was looking for a long
too.
punt.
I was waiting for it to go to the back of the end zone. Kid's got a leg and an arm, apparently.
Yeah. Like that Friday Night Lights. And he can pass.
You can't do that in soccer unless you're the goalie. But
From the 15-yard line.
twin receivers either side of the formation. Montgomery keeps it, cuts in by the guard, is able to get by
There
a
you
couple
go.
of guys, spinning forward to about the 8. Gain of about, make it 8 yards or 7. So second and 3. Getting ahead of myself here. Little bit excited. Clock moving, 3:30 left here in the third. Lions and Grizzlies looking for their first district win. Glenn looking for their first win on the season. So Leander able to take down Del Valle a couple of weeks ago on the road. Lions looking for their first win at home this season. Handoff goes straight ahead. And I didn't see who that was. I think it might have been Ugo.
That was Liam Gaither right there,
Gaither.
number 18.
Was it 18? Okay, I saw 1. Now here comes Camarion Gordon back
There you
into
go.
the game.
Everybody just a little toe cramp.
Well, and that's very possible. And like I said, we talked about moments ago. It's very hot. It's third and very short. The Lions need to get to the 5, and the line of scrimmage is about the 5 and a third. So they line up in the pistol. 2 receivers near side. They have an H-back on the near side too. It's Gordon. He lunges for the first down to about the 4. So it'll be 1st and goal for Leander. There on the stop for the Grizzlies, number 56. And that is DJ Luke. So 1st and goal for Leander. You know, they did have a touchdown taken off the board here tonight. They could have a lead right now, but a holding penalty on the touchdown run by Mason Montgomery put them far enough back. They were unable to get points out of that drive. Gordon is the running back, the same formation as the last play. There's a snap. They're going to fake it to Gordon, and it's Montgomery around the end. He'll get down to about the 2, and he's clobbered there by number 20, Victor Bala. Not really sure how to say that, but it's going to be 3rd and goal from about the 2. 2.5.
I thought he had that one right there for sure. His one
Yeah,
away
he's got enough speed, but that was a pretty good effort there by Bala to get out there and string it out and kind of force him out of bounds. Kind of a heavy formation here for the Lions. There's the snap, and they run to Gordon. He's going to walk in on the right end. There's 2 flags come in.
Man.
That's generally going to be a holding call, and it may be the 2nd touchdown wiped off the board for the Lions here tonight by a hold.
They're going to get Lawson on that one, I think.
Well, he was lined up in the backfield, so they'll go back to a traditional formation and bring out into the game Malachi Ramos. And so it'll still be 2nd down, but this time it'll be 2nd and goal from the 11. I mean, is this 4-down territory, Frank, or do you take the field goal in this situation if you're unable to get it into the end zone? I mean, I'm taking the field goal at this point.
I hear you. The way the defense has been going, back and forth, I'd take the 3.
But you want to get a touchdown here, and this is the play, in my opinion, where you try to lace one from Mason Montgomery to one of those receivers coming over the middle. And instead, it's a run with Montgomery. He cuts up at the 10-5.
Good for it.
He's in at the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. No flags. No, there is a flag down. Unbelievable. At the 11.
That touchdown brought to you by the offensive line, Dustin Stanton, Caleb Lemire, Jeffrey Moffitt, Easton Brockman, and Jacob Wells.
We'll see if that was an offsides penalty or if it's a motion penalty. They usually stop the play if it's a motion unless it's an illegal formation. And I didn't see that.
Oh, man.
So they called the penalty against Ramos. Still 2nd down. The touchdown does not count. 1:37 remaining in the 3rd. The line of scrimmage is now the 16. 2nd and goal for the Lion offense. And they got down inside the 5 and have gone backwards since.
That's the 3rd time a touchdown's been
Yeah,
taken away.
It's tough to win a game when you leave points on the field, and so the Lions need to get points out of this possession. Looks like there's a new running back in, and I think that may be Montgomery able to pick up the loose ball, scrambling, making men miss, spinning his way back to the line of scrimmage and actually gains a yard to the 15. Considering the ball was on the carpet, it's better than nothing, I guess.
He made something out of nothing on that one for sure.
So Gaither in at running back, but Gordon coming in to replace him. It is 3rd down. You know, and 2nd down is when I'm throwing into the end zone in my mind. But you know, they had a nice run from Montgomery, took it in, but then there's a penalty. That one there, you know, he was just scrambling, lucky to maintain possession. 3rd and goal. There's a snap fake to Gordon. Looking in the corner.
There it is. Ooh.
All kinds of contact, no penalty flags intended for number 8, Malachi Ramos. And the Lions will bring the field goal unit out. They missed one earlier. It'll be about the same distance, about a yard shorter. About the same.
32-yard attempt, this time on the other hash mark. So let's hope he doesn't overcompensate due to the last one. It's a loose ball as it goes through the holder's hand, and Rodriguez able to get on it, but it will go to the Glen Grizzlies at the 24-yard line. We're still tied at 21. It's 38 seconds remaining here in the third. Want to take a quick opportunity to just mention our gold sponsors, Mercy Veterinary Clinic at mercy-vet.com and RDZ Roofing online at rdzroofing.com. Thank you, sponsors, for your contributions to the program in this broadcast. Well, 38 seconds remaining. Glenn now, or in the third, Glenn now has the football. Come out in a pistol formation, scrimmaging from the 24. Takes the snap, and they're going to hand to Gordon. He's wrapped up in the backfield very quickly. He may have gained a yard. In that mix is number 22, Connor Krebs. I think also in there is
That was Milne on that one.
Milne.
Yeah, he was in on that one.
So the linebacker on this side, that's a 15. So that's Perkins. Second down, and there it looks like they gave him about 2 yards on that one up to the 26. Glenn needs to get to the 34. It's second down and 8. And that'll be the end of the quarter. And we'll go ahead and mention our silver sponsors. They're Raising Cane's, Mechanical Roofing and Exteriors, and 7 Brew Coffee. Our bronze sponsors for tonight's and really all of our broadcasts: Texas State Optical, Sisk Rob Incorporated, Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, and State Farm with JT Reisdorf. Our podcast sponsors include Daddy's Chicken, Guaco Taco, Marco's Pizza, and this Monday we'll be at Lucky Rabbit in Jonestown for the Coaches Show. Come on out for the Lion Nation podcast. Our custom boosters are Great American Cookies, Marble Slab Creamery, Toyota of Cedar Park, and Leander Veterinary Clinic. And finally, our Roll Pride sponsor is Plains Capital Bank, online at plainscapital.com. Thank you, sponsors, for all that you do for Lion football. So it's 2nd and 8 as we flip the field. The Grizzlies now have the wind kind of at their back. It's not nearly as windy, although the flags still continue to flop or wave. I don't know. I guess flip and flap. They're making noise.
Comes and goes.
Yeah. So Gordon and Carter, as well as Steffens in the backfield for the Grizzlies. 2 receivers wide side of the formation. Check that. That was number 3, Ortiz, and they're going to hand to him coming the other way. And kind of a late hit there. No call. Looked pretty unsportsmanlike. And actually the play not whistled dead for a while. And
he let that play for a while.
yeah, I thought the play had been dead. And Perkins finally makes the tackle, but the gain ends up being about 7 yards, so it's 3rd and 1 from the 33 for the Grizzlies. Ortiz is the running back as well as Gordon, with Carter the quarterback. Look for a similar play here on 3rd and short. A little bit of an audible. And there's a broken play as Ortiz ran behind Carter, but Carter was able to recognize it and run straight ahead and pick up the first down at the 37. He slides down there, no tackle. Clock moving at 11 minutes in the game. Same backfield for the Grizzlies. 2 receivers top of the formation. They're going to hand to Ortiz. He's going to cut up and be initially tackled by Timon Lawson, but he's able to keep his feet for a gain of about 2 to the 39.
You don't see that often. Timon letting tackles slip out of his hands like that.
Yeah, that Ortiz is running the football very hard right now. So coming into the game is Lexon Cordova to man the middle there for Lawson. Pistol formation for the Grizzlies. They're going to hand to Gordon. Gordon finds his way to the left, breaks a few tackles, going back right, and he's going to be close to the first down. They're going to say he has it at the 47. So a new set of downs for the Grizzly offense with 10 minutes and counting.
First and 10 for the Grizzly 47.
Leander's going to have to find an answer to that run game.
Yeah, Deloach is coming into the game now at quarterback. He'll have Gordon as his running back. And the H-back position is going to be number 35, Luazna. I think that's it. Luazna. It's a keeper by Deloach. He had pressure. He was looking to throw, but nobody was open. He ends up carrying it to about midfield for a gain of 3. Garcia on the stop for the Lion defense. Clock moving at 9:12. Going to stick with a single back formation here for second down. Deloach will remain the quarterback. Gordon the running back. 2 receivers top of the formation. Single wide out here on the short side. And it's Deloach straight ahead. He's tackled by number 11, Emmanuel Ugo, and a whole pride of Lions, but they never take him to the ground. The big fella able to keep his feet, and it's third down. Line of scrimmage now the Lion 46. Glenn needs the 43 for a first down. And Carter will come back into the ball game at quarterback. You know, this is probably 2-down territory. I'd be expecting a pass here potentially, but they've been running the ball so well, and they do hand to Gordon again. He's able to slice by a tackler and pick up the first down at the 42. The Lions had him right there at the line of scrimmage, but he slid by one of the tacklers and lunged forward to pick up the first down. A new set of downs for Glenn. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout with 8:06 remaining here in the ball game. Tied 21-all. Maybe more cramping going on, it looks like.
I was going to say something. That Deloach, if you remember calling the game against the Grizzlies, he is the third baseman. That big boy.
Is that right?
That's him right there.
Okay. The guy hits the ball hard, yeah.
That's a big boy right there.
Yeah, it is. A grown man, for sure. Well, and he's a weapon. You know, it reminds you a little bit of Tim Tebow at Florida during his tenure there when they were winning national championships. Not only could he throw the football, if he needed to take off running, you weren't going to bring him down easily.
That's exactly what I saw when he pulled back on that one.
Kind of like a Ben Roethlisberger, but not as heavy.
Double cheeseburger Roethlisberger.
What was the guy's name from Kentucky?
Oh, the hefty lefty?
Yeah, what was his name?
Don't give me the lie about him.
He's passed away now.
Yeah, he played a little arena ball after that.
Yeah, he played for a long time. And
that was a big boy,
He played in the NFL
though.
for a little while, too. He was with the Giants.
Over 300 pounds.
Yeah, when he was in arena football, he was about 370. He'd still run the football, though. Pistol formation for the Grizzlies. They're going to hand off straight ahead to Gordon. He's able to find his way forward for a gain of about 8. Check that as Ortiz this time on the carry. They're going to set the line of scrimmage at the 34, second down. And the Lions just really have struggled to stop the run today against Glenn. Ortiz remains the running back in a pistol formation with his quarterback right in front of him. They're going to hand to Ortiz again.
Go.
He's stuffed for a
Big
loss
Lawson.
of 2 to about the 36, and so it's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Grizzlies.
Again, probably 2-down territory here. Although a field goal would give you the lead. There's been no points scored in the second half so far. We're down to about 7 minutes left in the ball game. Pistol formation. This time it's Gordon in at running back. Trying to throw it down the right sideline to Davis. Well overthrown. No penalty flags down that I see. It is now 4th down for the Grizzlies. And can the Lion defense get off the field, or do we see DeLoach carry it for about 4 yards? He hasn't come out yet. As Carter remains at the quarterback position. Big play here. Biggest play of the game so far. Gordon, the running back. Carter. Oh, bad snap. It bounces into his hands, though. He's got pressure coming. He throws it down the sideline. No, it's too far. Incomplete, and it'll be Leander football at their own 36.
Yeah, he
Coach
got that.
is urging the defense to come off the field and not get a penalty.
Yeah, he lucky he got that ball off Liam Walters right on his tail.
Mm-hmm. Excellent job there, and he was really lucky. Carter really lucky because that snap came when he wasn't looking at it. It bounced off his shoulder, and it hit his offhand and basically landed in his mitts. I mean, you can't get much luckier than that. The Lions could have had the football scooped and headed the other direction,
which would have been lovely.
Regardless, they do take possession here with 6:36 remaining. Montgomery takes the snap, runs straight ahead behind the right guard, and will pick up 3 yards to the 39. It'll be 2nd down.
That was a hard-earned 3 right there over
yes,
to
it
Loach.
Was. Big number 87 for the Glen Grizzlies in on the stop, Garrett Baker.
From the 39-yard line of Leander.
And this is kind of into the wind. We've seen a couple of mishaps with the kicking game, so you want to try to punch it into the end zone here if you're the Lions. They'll take the snap, fake to Gordon. Montgomery has a man down the middle. He adjusts and drops the football. It was Malachi Ramos. He had a little bit of contact with the defender, and that may have affected his ability to adjust to the football, but
he pulled the brake and he almost pulled that in right there.
Yeah, I feel like he should have caught it there. Defensively for Glenn is Alexander Perez.
But yeah, that was a lot of holding right there. I feel like he should have got that flag right there.
It could have gone either way, but yeah, as the offense, you hope to get that call and probably should get that call. So it's 3rd and 7. The clock stopped at 5:52. And the Lions will call a timeout to discuss what they want to do here because, I mean, you're in a little bit of an area where you're like, if we get a nice 5-6 yard gain, do we go for it here? I mean, you want to convert, obviously, on 3rd down here and get a new set of downs. But if you get 5 or 6, you're close to midfield. But the defense hasn't really gotten a ton of rest since the last time they were out on the field. So, I'm hoping to convert here on 3rd down so I don't have to stress on the 4th and short.
Might be time for that Montgomery connection.
They got to find somebody to step up and make a play here on homecoming 2025 to honor the class of 05. As well as the current class of 25. The Lions will break the huddle. Gordon just to the right of Mason Montgomery in a pretty standard spread formation with 2 receivers on either side. There's a snap. They faked to Gordon. The pass is tipped, and it's intercepted by the Grizzlies at the 46. That was number 7, Davion Torrey, who was able to come down with that football, tipped into the air by one of the Grizzly defensive linemen. And so Glenn will have it in Leander territory at the 46-yard line. 5:46 remaining in the ball game. You got some score updates, Juan?
I do. Number 14, Vandergrift falls to McNeil, 17-14. And Pflugerville Wise really laid it on Cedar Creek, 68-0.
All right, thank you for that update. We had 3 receivers top of the formation here for Carter. They have a new set of downs after the turnover. They hand to Gordon. Gordon picks up about 8, 9, close to 10 yards. They're going to mark him a yard shy of the line to gain at the 37. 2nd and 1. The clock continues to burn at 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, defense is going to have to find an answer for that run game right there.
Yeah, they're going to have to get a stop here to try to ensure at least overtime, if not an opportunity to win it going out. There's the snap, and they're going to hand to Ortiz. He's going to be stuffed shy of the line to gain, about a half yard short. It's going to be 3rd down. It's obviously 2-down territory. It's not even a half a yard. It's like like maybe 8 inches, 10 inches. For a first.
They bring in the big boy.
That's always the problem with the standard pistol formation. You got to snap it back. Anything can happen, and they're going to.
There you go. There you go.
And there's a penalty flag down as well. Deloach stopped shy, but there is a flag down, and it's typically an offsides unless it was an illegal formation. Because they do generally let the play go if there's an offsides, and that'll give Glenn a first down if that's the case. And there's a long discussion.
That was a great attack on the ball right there.
It was. And he even had a good second effort to try to get the line to gain, but didn't. And there is a lengthy discussion between the referees here about, are you sure about that penalty? And that is on the Glenn side, so I'm sure that Glenn head coach Brandon Krauskopf is in the ear of the referees. So it was against the offense. So the encroachment, he lined offsides, and so they'll mark off 5 yards against Glenn, and it should be 3rd down again. Now the line of scrimmage at the Leander 41.5. Glenn needing the 36. Obviously 2-down territory here. Carter in the game now at quarterback for the Grizzlies. Fake to Gordon. Tipped into the air, and the Lions had a couple of guys with a chance at it. Virgil Garcia, one of those, but it falls harmlessly to the ground. It's 4th down for the Grizzlies. Huge play here. Lions got a 4th down stop earlier in the last series that the Grizzlies had it on the line half of midfield.
Virgil almost had that tip to himself right there.
Yeah. That's a dream for a lineman or a linebacker to get an interception. I had one in my career as a linebacker against Westlake.
Oh, man.
We still got hammered. Timeout Grizzlies as they want to talk about it with 4:13 remaining in tonight's ball game, or regulation portion of tonight's ball game. You mentioned the Vandergrift score earlier, Juan.
Yes.
That game's over. The guy who does the Southwestern games with me also does the Vandergrift games, so he's going to get home and be nice and rested, and I'm going to be up through a couple of overtimes, it looks like. Got to get a stop here, though, defensively for the program and this season. The Lions looking to get a win here in district, to even up to 1-1 in district play. Grizzlies also in that same scenario. had a tough pre-district slate, and they're now 0-4 after their week 1 loss in 8-5A play. Carter and Gordon in the backfield. It's kind of a tight formation for the Grizzlies. Bring a man in motion. They're going to hand to that man in motion. That's number 6.
There you go.
Jaden Smith, and he's stopped by a host of lines led by Timon Lawson. And there's a penalty flag down. Unbelievable. Can the referees stay out of this ball game, please? Yeah,
Go.
That won't matter, and the Leander Lions will take up possession of the football with 4 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in regulation. And they'll have it on their own 39. Decent enough field position. You got to do something with it, though. And the offense is getting inspired right now by the Lion coaching staff.
I think Montgomery's going to probably have to get this with his legs right here. I mean, he's been running pretty hard. I think he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, the Grizzlies have kind of been spying on him here in the second half. They've been able to slow him down a little bit. It's a fake to Gordon. Montgomery bounces off a tackler, breaks that tackle, carries it over the 40 and out of bounds at about the 42, gain of 3. A tough 3 yards there for Mason Montgomery.
Yeah, he earned every bit of them.
Yeah, the Grizzlies had him in the backfield, but Deloach able to finish the play off there on the sideline. 2nd and 7, 4 minutes, 2 seconds remaining in the ball game. Lions will break the huddle. There's about 20 seconds on the play clock. Spread formation for Montgomery. Fake to Gordon. Montgomery drops straight back. Has a man open over the middle. It's complete. There's a penalty flag in the backfield. It's going to be a hold against the Lions. So that will negate a big play, about a 30-yard play for the Lion offense. And, you know, Frank, they just can't get out of their own way on some of these. So the possession will be marked off from the line of scrimmage, which was the 42. That'll move it to the 32. The Lions need to get to the 49, so they need 17 yards for a first down. 2nd and 17.
Man, those penalties have been self-inflicting all night.
They've cost the Lions so far. It may cost them this game if they're not able to do something here soon. It may cost them at least a win in regulation. They may have to do it in overtime. But it's tough to match up with Glenn if they have Deloach in overtime. Fake to Gordon. A little pressure up the middle. Montgomery steps to the left. Tucks it. He's running. Makes a guy miss at the 35, but he's wrapped up at the 37. So a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd and 12. Clock moving at 3:10.
It's coming down to the wire.
Yeah. These are the kind of games that make it difficult to go home and get good rest before going and doing some games on Saturday. I'll be drinking a lot of coffee on the way to San Antonio, that's for sure. Down to 2:45, 5 seconds on the play clock. Montgomery takes the snap, and we have a penalty flag, and it's going to go against the Lions. It was a false start, but all of the Lions moved except the center, and that always indicates the center didn't know the snap count and was guessing. I know this because I was the center. I can't tell you how many times I heard the snap count, got to the line of scrimmage, and did not know the snap count and had to turn around as the quarterback was getting under center and said, "What's the snap on?"
Wait for the ball. Wait for it to move.
3rd and a mile. The Lions got to get to the 49. The line of scrimmage at the 32.
from the 32.
Should be second down. Maybe not. Play clock down to 5. 3. The Lions call a timeout to avoid an additional 5-yard penalty. Not the drive you want after a good stop defensively. We're down to about 2:17, so the Lions do have 2 timeouts. Glenn has 2 timeouts. Both teams looking to leverage the 2-minute timeout, which will occur in about 17 seconds off the game clock.
As it started off good. Started off good with the pass to Montgomery. Looked good. Then the self-inflicted penalties has been the issue all night long.
Yeah, and the hold that was called on that completion, it was definitely a hold. Was the hold necessary? Maybe not. Montgomery probably still gets that pass off, but he's picking himself up off the ground. So, you can't really fault your offensive lineman for wanting to protect his quarterback and knowing that the defender was going to be having a bead on him. You kind of have to hold in that situation. It's just unfortunate that the holds have come on huge plays for the Lions, negating them. I mean, you're talking probably 60, 80 yards of field position off the total gain for that offense tonight.
And a couple scores.
Yeah. Empty set for Montgomery. He drops straight back. All kinds of pressure. Airs it out over the middle. Passe. It hits him in the hands, but he's unable to hang on to it, and his helmet comes off as he hits the turf. 2:12 left in the ball game. The Lions will have to punt it, and the Grizzlies will have another opportunity with that football. Although 2 minutes 12 seconds is, one long run easily, you can score like that. But if you have to nickel and dime it down the field, if you get a good punt here from Rodriguez, it's what I'm getting at is I think Glenn's going to have to open up their offense a little bit and start throwing more than they have, and that could open an opportunity for Leander to get a turnover. We've seen a couple of tip balls fall harmlessly to the ground that could have gone to the Lions. Given the turnover battle, the Lions winning that, if it wasn't for the penalties, it'd be at least probably a 14-point lead here for the Lions. But instead we're tied. Glenn with an opportunity to try to ruin the homecoming of Leander by coming out with a win late. So the line special teams unit, we've had one punt roll back, one snap roll back. So you got to make sure that snap is good, and then Rodriguez needs to get a good punt. Davis back deep to receive for Glenn. And as I mentioned, 2 minutes 12 seconds remaining in regulation. Davis lining up to receive the punt at the Glenn 30-yard line. Snap. Rodriguez able to get a decent punt off. It's a high punt. It takes a nice roll for the Lions inside the 20. It bounced around the 35, and it rolls all the way down to the 16, where it's down by Luis Ruiz-Williams. And so 2-minute timeout will occur now, and then the Grizzlies will have 2 timeouts and a minute 59 to try to navigate themselves into a position to win this game, where the Lions are looking to stop that from occurring, really just stop them from getting even out of the shadow of their end zone if they can do it. It's a tall order the way the Grizzlies have been running the football tonight.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that punt right there against the wind. What a weapon to have on the team right there. Great punter, especially in situations like this.
And I do have a final. Cedar Park has defeated Rouse 48-35.
38-35?
48-35.
48-35.
And Eastview is leading 49-28 over Lake Belton in the fourth.
Yeah, that one's pretty well done. And it would take a pretty impressive comeback. I guess it's within the realm of possibility, 21 points. But it would take some breaks.
The first and 10 Grizzlies.
So they'll come out in formation, both teams here, to navigate over the final 2 minutes. Pistol formation for the Grizzlies. Standard spread look, and they'll send a man out for an empty set. That's Ortiz. So they are looking to throw. Carter. There's a penalty flag, a line.
Mormon came down with it.
It doesn't matter. There was an interference call against the lines on the 30-yard line. One of the line defenders tackled Davis off the line of scrimmage, and they're going to call a hold at the 30.
Yeah, he did get those two hands on that play.
Well, Davis obviously a speedster for the Grizzlies. That one called against Isaac Montgomery, what's he doing out there on defense? I guess you're putting them all your guys out there at this point. I don't see him out there, though. I think they might have misnumbered it.
That was number 11.
So it was Garcia, or Ugo, Emmanuel Ugo. Garcia's 88. So again, 3 receivers top of the formation here. Carter rolls that direction, has pressure, throws it out of bounds. No completion on that play. Second down, clock at 1:47 remaining. The line of scrimmage remains the 27. And just like I said, they can't really lean on the run because of the clock, so they're going to have to throw the football here, and that may play into the hands of Leander. Same formation for the Grizzlies here for second down. They're going to hand it this time to Gordon, and he'll get up to about the 31 before he stopped. Looks like they're going to give him up to the 32. So it is third down and about 6 yards needed for the first down, maybe 5.
It's a big third down right here.
Clock is continuing to move at 1:20. Glenn taking their time. The play clock at 16 seconds. They try to get the personnel package they want. Gordon is limping off the field, so Ortiz comes in at running back. 5 seconds on the play clock. They're going to hand to Ortiz. And we have a penalty flag down around the 33. Ortiz picks up the first down if the flag's not against Glenn. It is going to be a hold against Glenn with 55 seconds. So it will remain third down. The Lions will obviously accept the penalty. So they're going to mark that off from the line of scrimmage. That'll move the football to about the 22-yard line. Glenn needing to get to the 37. It is third down and 15 for the Grizzlies. And they will definitely be throwing the football on this down. We'll see if the Lions can get any pressure on Carter. He seems to have make the most mistakes when there's pressure. They'll come out in a pistol. Ortiz rather, to the side, and we're going to have a timeout, Glenn, with 44 seconds remaining. That their second timeout. They'll have 1 remaining. The Lions have 1 as well in their pocket. They'll probably want to save that in case they can get a turnover or a good kick return after a punt to set up a field goal attempt from Rodriguez, who has a leg. The wind, again, still blowing in the Lions' face, but those flags are waving much less violently than they were
when this game kicked off. But any amount of wind can affect you, especially as a kicker. And we've seen 2 field goals missed tonight. One was to the side, the other a bad snap. The Lions also had a couple of touchdowns taken off the board due to self-inflicted wounds, penalties assessed against the Lions. Otherwise, we're talking about this game as if it's over, but instead, Glenn, with the football and 44 seconds remaining, have 3rd and 15 from their own 22. They decide to take a little sugar huddle about 3 yards off the line of scrimmage. They get in a kind of a heavy set.
There you
and
go.
Nothing there as the Lions are able to drop him for a loss. Big Evan Perkins and a couple of other Leander Lions in on that stop. Chase Milne there. So it is now 4th down.
Some kind of extracurricular activities going on down
There must
there.
have been a timeout. I mean, a penalty flag. It's 4th down, so the Lions will decline the illegal formation penalty assessed against Glenn. That was kind of a weird-looking formation. Somebody on the line of scrimmage was off the line of scrimmage. That's what happens. You have 5 guys in the backfield. That's illegal. So coming back to receive, basically just the second punt from Glenn tonight is Case Schneider. To punt is Jason Ortiz,
4th and 15.
I believe. Schneider setting up around the Leander 41.
It's time for a player to make a play right here.
Kind of a high punt. Takes a Glenn roll to about where Schneider had set up, about the 41. It'll be Leander football. They have 28 seconds and 1 timeout to try to prevent this from going into overtime.
Up at the home exit gate.
The Lions huddling here on the sideline. The Grizzlies out on the field. Deloach not in a big hurry to come in from the sideline. I'm sure he's pretty worn out as he walks slowly.
They are also missing Volkswagen keys with a black fob. Person was sitting around the 50-yard line on the 3rd row. If you have those, please bring those.
Montgomery has an empty formation. The Lions try to get their formation set up. The play clock down to about 8 seconds. Montgomery takes the snap, looking down the middle of the field. Pass is completed to the 41 of Glenn. Who is that?
They're saying incomplete
Aiden
now.
Passe.
Oh, nope. One of the officials was calling it off.
And there's a spike by Montgomery with 21 seconds. And so the Lions hanging on to that timeout so that they can try to set up a field goal attempt here.
It's good to see it stuck. That far side official over there was calling it incomplete.
Yeah, you can't call it from – well, he was also on the Glenn sideline, so you got to expect that he's got the Glenn
Right.
coach in
All in his ear, yeah.
Yeah. But the referees closest to it called it a catch. It was a close to the carpet, but he looked like he got his hands underneath it to me. Empty set for Mason Montgomery. Takes the snap, drops straight back, rolls to his left due to pressure, tries to set up, throws across his body. It's complete to the 30. It's about 13 seconds and counting. They got to move the chains. It is a 1st down. So the clock stopped at 13 seconds. Montgomery spikes it. It'll stay at 13 seconds. Ball's at the 30. This is a 47-yarder from here, so obviously you need to at least get preferably about another 10 yards if you can.
And it's against the wind, too, so, I mean, that's a little –
Well, look, if you look at the flags, they're way less violently flapping. I mean, they're still blowing, but
good timing.
If it were 15 miles an hour earlier, which was a guess by me, I'm guessing it's more like 5 now.
Just called a penalty on the lines right now.
Yeah, I think they snapped the football before the referees were ready for them to set the play. Like, they didn't set the play clock, and that is a penalty. The referee over the ball shouldn't have allowed that, though, unless there was some movement, and I didn't hear the call. So that does back up the lines to the 35, so you probably need about 15 yards here to get down to the 20. That'll make a 37-yard attempt. Lots of people on the field that aren't in the ball game, including coaches from both teams. Referees having a long discussion. Yeah, it should be first down, not second. It is. It's 1st and 15.
Lion fans, get on your feet. 13 seconds remaining. Let's go, Lions.
And the crowd getting into it behind the encouragement of PA Mark McCarg. You can hear them getting a little rowdy. And the offense trying to pump up the crowd as well here on homecoming. One big play can set this up or win it, depending on the outcome. Otherwise, we're going to probably head into overtime, where each team will have the possession of the football at the 25 going in. You get 2 times at that, and then from then on, it's an extra point conversion, which the Lions do not want to get into an extra point contest with Deloach at quarterback for Glenn, if they can avoid it, in my opinion. And there's a discussion with Coach Price and the referees.
Yeah, they've been going back and forth.
And
you were talking about the setting the ball.
Yeah, Montgomery is saying that, and Coach Price is upset because if the referee's standing, they made Coach Price use his time, or he chose to use his timeout with 13 seconds remaining. He was not happy because, like I was saying, Frank, if the referee, it's the umpire, stands over the football, it's his job to prevent the center from trying to start the play, part of his job. And somehow the Lions were able to snap that football, and if that was the call, and that's what it appears to be.
Yeah, the white hat went over and talked to him and asked him. I mean, obviously that was the deal. He just, whatever it may be, I mean, that's their job.
Well, it's not a job that you take on because you want people to love you.
Right.
I mean, I encourage people to get into officiating if they want to stay within a sport. You just got to have thick skin and ignore passionate parents and coaches, because whatever they say to you is generally out of emotion. Montgomery talking to the referee and just kind of patting him on the back and saying, hey, it's okay. 13 seconds here in the game. Montgomery with an empty set, 3 receivers on the near side of the formation. They bring a man in motion. There's the snap. Lots of pressure. There's some holding going on there. No call. That pass intended for Isaac Montgomery. 4 seconds burn off the game clock, so we're at 9 now. It's 2nd down and 15 from the 35. Really, you only have about one big play here. The Lions don't have a timeout, so that play would need to be on the sideline if it's not in the end zone.
And there's a lot of jersey on that last play right there.
Yeah.
All up in the chest plate.
They're getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback for Leander, Mason Montgomery. There's a snap, pressure on the backside. He steps up, tucks it, cuts to his left, still looking downfield, throws deep down the center. Oh, incomplete, intended for that's either Aiden Passe or number 17, Braxton. It was Braxton Hernandez. There is a flag down. It's probably a legal man downfield.
more than likely, based on the scrambling, one of the linemen got downfield. And that is the call. We will go to overtime. Tied at 21. We went into half tied at 21, and here we are, tied at 21 in overtime. Overtime rules, they may have slightly changed, and I may have missed that. This is the first overtime game I've done this year, but if memory serves, each team gets possession of the football at the 15 or the 25 going in, and if you're tied after that, you do that one more time. If you're tied after that, all of the possessions go from the extra point line, or basically the 2-yard line, which you don't want to get in, as I said earlier, you don't want to get into a 2-yard contest with Deloach and the way the Grizzlies have been running the football tonight. So you really want to get you a stop here of the Grizzlies and get you a touchdown or a field goal, depending on who has possession first and what results from that possession. I want to thank the Leander Fire Department for being here tonight. I saw them pull in moments ago. Always want to shout out our first responders.
Leander's finest.
Yep. I live in Cedar Park, but I've had better experiences.
You're a neighbor. You're right there on the line.
You're right on the line with Leander.
I am. But the point being that the Leander police seem to be kinder to me than the Cedar Park police.
We're not going to get into that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to call any individuals. I'm not going to call any individuals out. I mean, hey, you can do a background check. Got no records.
Right.
That didn't mean I didn't deserve one at some point in my life. The coaches will come out for the coin toss. Coach Price and the Glen Grizzly head coach Brandon Kroskoff.
ECU did defeat Lake Belton 49-36. It is now final.
So Lake Belton did rally somewhat. It means they have some offense, or Eastview was running their twos out there defensively, one or the other. Long explanation of the rules for the coaches. There's the coin toss. Are they going to announce what happened? Because they didn't say. Obviously, if you win the toss, you want to play defense first so you can know what you've got to do to at least stay in the game. So it looks like Leander will have the football first as Glenn decides to defend the scoreboard side of the stadium.
Time to go put one in the end zone.
You got to. You can't. You can ill afford to come out of this without points. So Glenn has the football. Leander will defend the scoreboard side.
That was confusing right there. I thought for sure we were on offense right there.
It looked like, and I guess the coach Brandon Kroskoff had a question on which end they needed to do. Well, now it looks like they will be on defense. I misheard the referee. Lions are on offense. Glenn is defending with their back to the scoreboard. Lions are going to come out with Gordon at running back, Gaither at the H-back, two receivers top of the formation. Pass over the middle is
there you
caught.
Go, wide open.
Touchdown Lions on the first play. And that looks like that was Gaither.
Just like that.
It lined up at the H-back. They saw something that they could exploit, and they did. And the Lions have a 27-21
lead with one play into overtime. Now, that's not the game. Obviously, the Lions need to make this extra point and then get a stop. Rodriguez for the point after, and he made it. It is 28-21 Leander. The Glen Grizzlies will have the football at the 25 for their possession in this first overtime period.
And that was a perfect play call right there. With that motion from Montgomery brought all that secondary, and they went to go chasing him.
He was so open. I was afraid the pass was going to be overthrown. When you're a quarterback and you see your guy that open,
yeah, you get a little excited, huh? Put a little extra mustard on it.
You might end up overthrowing it or even underthrowing it because you don't want to overthrow it. So, good throw there from Montgomery. Nice effort by Gaither to secure the catch. So there was a penalty on that point after attempt. Leander declined it to accept the point. And as I was saying, that football's coming at you. It's a little bit of a floater.
Yeah.
You got to secure that catch. And you had three Glen guys hauling tail towards him. So he was able to get turned around and run it in. So it is Glen football now, down a touchdown.
And there was no flags on that play, too. That was amazing.
I know. We had so many of them tonight.
Wonder if overtime just don't pull it out. All right, defense, it's your time to shine right here.
So it is Carter at quarterback, Gordon the running back, in a pistol formation. Gordon drops to the left of his quarterback. They hand to Gordon. He gets about 3 yards to the about 3 yards to the 22. In the mix there on the stop is Connor Krebs. Also in there, Chase Milne and Trayvon Williams apparently. Second down, about 7. That looks like they gave him 3. Pistol formation for the Grizzlies. Again, straight ahead to Gordon. Lions are going to stack him up at the 20. Minimal gain of about 2 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. A couple of big plays here for the Lion defense. Can they win the homecoming on the defensive side of the ball after the offense gave them the lead here? Carter remains the quarterback with Gordon and number 25 Steffens, the running backs. And it's going to be a rollout. He's got pressure. Pass is caught by Davis on the sideline, but it looks like he may be shy by about a yard of the line needed. So it is 4th down and 1 yard to go. Ball at the 16. This could be the ball game.
You know who they're giving to on this one.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Bring in Deloach, and that's what they do. 4th and short. Lions got to dig deep defensively here to see if they can get the win. That'll be their first district win of the season. It's Deloach. They stood him up. He's lost his helmet. He may have gotten enough, though, and it looks like he did. He'll definitely have to come out for at least one play. Lawson comes up with his hand in the air, but unfortunately it is a 1st down Glen, and they'll have another set of downs now from the 14. Not a surprise to bring out the big fella. So 1st down, ball at the line, 14. Carter back in at quarterback. Gordon to his left. They're going to hand it to Gordon. Has a little bit of a hole. He's able to carry it down to the 10 for a gain of about, maybe the 9 even, for a gain of about 6.
Tackled by Williams.
Make it, yeah. 5.
Second down and 5.
And here we are in that trying to stop that run. It's
From the 9-yard line.
Glenn's been deadly all night carrying that football. 2nd and 5. Again, Gordon runs into a big pile.
Great
of
surge right there.
And it looks like
Virgil Garcia.
Big 88 stuffing him in the hole and pushing him back a yard or two. Line of scrimmage now the 11. Glenn needs to get down to the 4. They got 2 plays to do it. Will they run the football, or will we see them put it in the air here? They weren't very successful late in the 4th trying to air it out and save time. Gordon behind Carter. Kind of an audible there. Carter rolls to his right, tucks the football, forced out of bounds by number 15, Evan Perkins. Minimal gain. He got to about the 9. It's 4th down. He's got to get to the 4. It's 4th and 5.
Comes down to this one play right here.
Here we are again, 4th down. Now, 4th and 5 is a little more manageable than 4th and 1. We haven't seen Carter come out of the game yet, so it looks like they're going to keep Deloach on the sideline here on 4th and 5. Lions have shown later in the game that they can slow the big fella down, but he's still going to get 2 or 3. Game clock's going to burn down to 0, and then a timeout will be called by Krauskopf as he wants to discuss it with his offense. As, you know, obviously we've had some 4th downs that I said were the biggest play of the game. To that point, obviously this is the biggest play of the game. Comes down to one play to see if you get the win or if you got to keep playing. And I guarantee you, neither team wants to keep playing, but Glenn wants to keep playing a little worse than Leander does. So Leander's got to get a stop here so they can go get iced up and rested up so they can wake up, watch
next
film.
Friday. That's it.
Well, and then go to dance on.
Oh, that's
on
right. That's
tomorrow
right.
night.
Let's do a little 2-step tomorrow.
Yeah, pin the mom on their girlfriend and all that stuff.
Right. Have a nice little dinner. Go dance.
It's been a while since I've been to a homecoming dance. I'm not trying to go either, but now if they played all 80s music, maybe.
Right, hold on now. Let me get the Argo Speedwagon shirt on.
Easy now. I've been listening to Yacht Rock Radio on my Sirius satellite,
Right.
so
Jogging down memory lane, huh?
Oh, man.
I listened to 80s and 90s on Sirius.
yeah, I listen to.
Or
You ever listen to Yacht Rock?
No. A couple days I've been listening to the Taylor Swift channel.
Oh no, you don't
Oh,
wanna listen to
okay. They cut his mic off.
that. Yeah, get out of here.
I
with
guess I'm a
that.
little bit of a Swiftie myself.
Right.
I guess somebody has to be. Ain't me.
Not me either. I hear
4th down.
definitely.
Here we go.
Come on, Lions.
Carter takes the snap. He keeps it. He's wide open. He's going to take it in. It looked like Gordon was going to take the handoff from him, and he didn't. And everyone on the line defense was fooled as he runs out on the left side to get 28-27 score.
They going for 2.
They may be going for 2 here to try to win the game.
Let's go defense.
It looks like they're going to leave the offense out there, and they're going to leave Carter at quarterback. So they're not bringing the big fella in. This is the ball game right here. Late substitution. Lions may need to burn one of their timeouts as they need to get set, and they do. Coach Price wisely goes down and calls timeout to ensure that his defense is fully prepared to get a stop here, because it's either a win for Leander or a win for Glenn. And this is really going to be either way, it's going to be a tough tough sleeping night for me.
I'm going to stand up for this one, too.
Yeah. It just, man, I thought it was my kids giving me gray hair. It may be the Leander Lions. The ball is marked at the 3 for the 2-point conversion. I don't think Leander really expected Glenn to go for the win here, even had they scored. It looked like Leander had sold out to stop Gordon, and Carter able to pull that at the last second and had an open lane to the very corner of the end zone.
Yeah, I think the Grizzlies were fortunate that Coach Price called a timeout now because they were confused themselves right there, trying to call timeout with no timeouts left.
Extra point for Glenn.
Well, it's deceiving because the scoreboard has 2 timeouts on it for them. So is it a pass? Is it a run? Carter, Gordon in the backfield. 2 receivers either side of the formation. Man in motion is Davis.
Oh, ball's on the ground.
Ball's on the ground. Ball's loose. Lions
That's it,
win.
baby.
Lions
That's
win.
it.
They win the homecoming 20-25 by a score of 28-27 over the Glen Grizzlies. Frank, I know you're excited.
Yes.
You have something to say about that?
Hey, way to stick to it. Go Lions, baby. That's all I can say. Go Lions.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this. Last week, they got down against Georgetown. They had to continue to battle to get the win or to stay in that game, and they didn't quit. In a similar situation here, they shot themselves in the foot a couple of times. Really should have won this game in regulation. They didn't. Glenn, I respect Krauskopf's choice to go for 2 there. I wouldn't have done it, but I respect it.
The Ron Rivera call right there for sure.
Hey, you're the riverboat gambler. He wanted that district win. He thought that was his best opportunity. And honestly, when you get to the end of the game, what you want more than anything is an opportunity to win. Both teams had that opportunity.
Feels so good right there for the Lion Nation.
Leander took it. So we will go on ahead and wrap up tonight's broadcast. I want to thank everyone for listening. Remember, we have a podcast on Monday at Lucky Rabbit, as well as our next game is against Colleen Chaparral, and I believe that is next Friday. I might not have put it on there on the graphics. So not a big deal. Go ahead and bring that schedule up. Yeah, it's the Chaparral Bobcats. Then on the 17th, the Lions will take on Lake Belton. And then we get Rouse here at AC Bible. For Frank Rodriguez, Peter Casimir, and Juan Alanese, I'm Chuck Cracy. Thank you for listening to SHN Sports, your home for Lion football. And go Lions!
Go Lions, baby.
Good night.